What is going on? All the Full Senders tuning in once again for the 5th episode of the Full Send Studios podcast. I'm joined here once again with a better intro, high energy. That's how we're starting off this episode.
High octane.
High octane gameplay, baby. Let's get after it. I'm joined here once again with my good friends Ian and Darren, and we are coming at you live with episode 5 of the Full Send Studios podcast. Now give me a second because I'm about to have a stroke. Gotta catch my breath. All right, we're back, boys. We're back. Man. So we're back with a regular full-length stream this week. If you tuned in last week, it was a bit of a shorter stream, and we'll kind of hint at why with one of our topics today. But there is a lot to talk about this week. I always say that, but it's going to be a good time, right, boys? Oh, yeah. It's always a good time here on the Full Send Studio podcast. So anyway, just kind of a quick summary of some of the stuff we're going to talk about today. As always, we're going to kick it off with a little bit of the Gather talk, updates, what's been going on in the last week. It's been a pretty good week, so that's probably going to be a bit of a longer segment in today's episode than it normally is. But after that, we're going to dive into some of the segments that we've been having the last couple of weeks. We're going to introduce a new one. Of course, we're going to have Game of the Week. And then we just have some other random gaming, tech, Elon news to talk about. So, that's how it goes. So, Darren, as per usual, if you want to kick it off with what you did this week with the development streams, and we'll go from there.
So we'll go right into the Gather updates as usual. We got some more updates for you this week on the Gather. We're going to talk for a little bit about that. If you tuned into the stream yesterday, I don't know if any of our podcasters tuned in for that. I was streaming last night pretty late at night if you're on the Eastern Standard Time. I think we went from about
it was
midnight to 5 or 11 to 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was pretty late. But we did a development live stream. Or I did mostly. Just working on the game on stream live. Basically, Cody was there. He was on the stream
kind of moderating
a few times
the chat,
here and there.
answering a few questions and whatnot.
We're going to be doing a lot more of those coming up. No schedule on those. Those will just kind of randomly happen. If you follow us, if you want to watch those, you'll get that notification when we go live.
Hit that heart.
So we'll be covering a bunch of different stuff in those. It'll just be, me working on the game in Unreal Engine and, pretty much everything with working on the game. We'll do some mocap stuff in there. Maybe when we're making graphics, things like that.
Yeah.
So all that will be coming up in the developer streams, and those will be uploaded to YouTube as well.
Right.
The first one from last night is already up there. You can watch it on our channel. So that leads me into our next thing about our YouTube.
Yes.
I'm not on. Am I on that
plug.
camera? I don't know. Can you guys see Ian there?
Are you kidding me? What camera are you on? That one?
Well, I don't know, man. But anyways, going into our YouTube
cooking,
there.
boys.
Yeah.
Toasting.
It's getting pretty
Going into our YouTube, we're doing a lot of work on that. We're going to be putting in some more content on there, like our developer streams. We've got a new video live on there. You can go check out right now.
high quality.
Full Send Studios on YouTube. This is our unboxing of our new motion capture equipment and kind of a little bit of us using it. Yeah, we call it a setup, but it's not really covering the setup.
A setup.
But yeah, we'll be posting a lot of new content. We'll be posting all our behind the scenes motion capture stuff, our development live streams, everything over there. And we'll start pretty soon. Ian over there pouring a drink for himself. So we'll be posting some developer updates there as well coming up. Those will be probably no schedule on those. We're not going to do like a weekly every Monday or something like that. But we're going to do like a 10-minute, kind of overview of some of the things we've done and what we're working on. Ian is just making all kinds of noises.
I'm gonna level with you guys. I almost spilled my drink all over everything.
Gosh, dude, that would have been a tragic time.
So our next thing with the Gather is our motion capture studio.
Yeah.
Like I said, that video is live on YouTube. You can go watch that.
Can you call it a studio?
Check it out. Well,
do we have
motion
the link to the
capture
YouTube?
outdoors?
Well, we don't have a studio yet, but we have motion
We
capture.
kind of do. We have my basement.
So.
Oh, wait a minute. I just remembered.
What?
Poggers in chat.
Oh wait, there's more.
What's happening?
check out our YouTube.
Oh, yeah,
we got
dude.
commands now because I just looked and we don't have our YouTube link anywhere on here.
No.
No, it's right there.
Well, you put in
That's-
chat, and
yeah,
I
we
actually
don't actually have a dedicated.
Yeah,
just
but it
noticed
says
like the
it, though.
chat
What?
the chat on stream isn't working. So
Chat
not
on stream is
gonna-
not working.
yeah.
Who said that?
No, like chat is not showing up in the stream.
Sometimes it
Oh, I
takes a
see, I
little
see, I
bit.
see.
Well-
It's delayed.
It's not that delayed. I can
It's
assure
not
you
delayed.
it's not that
It's pretty
delayed.
long.
It might
No,
not
it's
do
not.
commands. No, it
Um,
does. It does.
It doesn't. It wouldn't show your command maybe, but it would show the response.
Yeah,
But
well, whatever.
anyways, I'm not gonna try to fix that in the middle of the stream because bad things will happen. Probably, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
We'll
Whoa.
still be reading chat.
Okay, so
as
maybe
per
it doesn't
usual.
show commands.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll just
yeah,
read chat.
okay.
It's fine, yeah.
That's
It's delayed.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, listen, Darren.
Never mind, it is working. Okay.
Yeah, listen, Darren. Calm down.
So, motion capture talk, right? We got
Yes.
the perception neuron 2.0.
2.0, dude.
If you've ever heard of that, it's a project that was kickstarted back in 2014, 2015, something like that. It's on Kickstarter. It's basically a suit with 32 different sensors on it that senses all your joints and your movements and stuff. Now, the interesting thing about this suit is that it's not an optical solution. So most motion capture studios use like a bunch of cameras to track sensors and everything. And the problem with that is you have to have the right environment, you have to have good lighting. You know, a lot of factors go into that. And there are ways to get around those things with optical solutions, but it's very expensive. So this instead uses like accelerometers inside of the sensors to kind of set them to a home position and then track them from there. So the Perception Neuron 2.0 so far with what we've done with it works very well. I have a few issues with tracking the fingers, but we're working on that. Should be able to figure that out soon. And then we have an idea for how we're going to do facial tracking. This is down the road some. This won't really come into play until we do the campaign and some of like the cutscenes and everything. But we're essentially going to build like a head-mounted camera boom. That a boom will come out and look at your face, and we'll have like a GoPro at your face, and then the software will track your facial movements and do that in time with the body tracking from the perception neuron.
Right.
So that's a little bit further down the line. We won't be working on that too soon here, but that is probably how we'll handle that for cutscenes and dialogue scenes in the campaign and stuff. And cinematic trailers and things like that.
Right.
What else do we have about the Gather? You got anything about the Gather, Cody?
I mean, I can talk about some of the stuff that I've
Yeah.
been doing this week, I guess. So, you know, we've been talking about the videos and stuff that we've been planning on putting out, you know, the last couple of weeks. So we kind of decided instead of, you know, just doing low quality videos, like, you know, just uploading or a Twitch VOD or something like that, it's probably a bit beneficial to actually put a bit of effort into these videos. You know, when it comes to the podcast, I mean, you kind of want that in full length, right? But with some of these shorter things like we're doing now with like the perception neuron unboxing and you know some of the stuff that we're going to be doing in the future here, like, you know, developer updates and stuff like that, I guess it's kind of important to kind of set the tone for like production value going forward. So this week I've just been kind of working on getting, I guess, not adjusted, but, you know, getting learned with the Adobe suite. So I did a little bit of stuff in After Effects, and then Premiere. I used Premiere today to edit the unboxing video, and then I think this week I'm going to try to dedicate some time to learning Photoshop. For a plethora of reasons, just so we can kind of be self-sufficient going forward on anything that we would need like that, so it doesn't have to be outsourced and we can, you know, produce semi-high quality content.
We fancy, huh?
I'm also broke and it's expensive to do that every month, so if you're in chat and you want to support my creative future, feel free to donate to the channel. But no, I'm just kidding. Don't do that, but I mean, do if you want to, but like it's not required. You know, you watch for free, so enjoy it, all the content. But yeah, I think beyond that, I'm still just kind of following up the social media presence, making myself available. I think now that you're starting that Darren, I'm pointing at Darren, that you're starting the development live streams. I'm going to try to be active on those as well. Just, in chat, answering questions if free content. Give me. That's right. Just trying to be in chat, answering questions, on people's platform of choice as, an audience starts building and the game starts building traction, just making myself available wherever it's best. So if you watched Darren's live stream last night, you kind of saw a bit of that where I was in chat trying to, Matador, what's going on, dude? I opened the stream the first thing. Hey, Matador, you know how it goes. Okay, listen, I have my own segment for the first time, all right? So it's not a Cody segment without at least one sellout, you know what I mean, boys? You didn't miss anything. I'm going to ban Resident Sleeper
right
in
now?
the chat. I'm going to ban that. No, but so anyway, just kind of working on stuff like that. Yeah. I'll give you Resident Sleeper if you want it, Grant. So yeah, that's
I guess
pretty much all I got
I'll
to
hit
add,
on
man.
I'll hit on the website a little bit.
Okay.
We've talked about the website a few times on the podcast here. The website's going to be postponed for a while. We were putting a lot of time into it, and in turn taking time away from the actual game. So we're going to kind of put that on the back burner, get back into working on the actual game, and try to get that a little further along because we don't feel that the website is too much of a priority over that right now. So that's kind of on hold until future notice.
Right. And I'll add on to that really quick. I think it's for what we want to use the actual website for, which is kind of having a central meeting place for a community. It's not really necessary right now because there's not much of the community because there's no game content out.
Yeah.
So, I think we're going to be focused on putting out the game updates and stuff like that before we try to, group a community together on one central site. And you can just ban them if you want.
Ban him?
Ban Grant.
Ban hammer that, Grant?
No, I'm just kidding, but,
Oh, my finger.
Oh, are you going to slip from that block to that timeout?
Oh, no.
So anyway, yeah, so I think it's probably a better, it's better spent, our time is better spent working on the game.
Words are hard.
And you don't know.
Words are hard. You can't get the Uyan Ilu special. Shout out to Grant and Chad who can't talk at all ever.
I'm broken, dude. I don't know what's going on.
Man.
But anyway, we're back. I'm back. My mind is back. Remember when I literally just was mentally okay earlier in the week, and what did I forget? Oh, I forgot our attack round on Overwatch. I was like, dude, I legitimately thought for 15 minutes.
Well, okay. In his defense, we're playing Overwatch, right? This leads us into our next segment. I'm gonna just go ahead and go with that. Game of the week, Overwatch.
Yeah.
Obviously not a new game.
Back again.
It
just feels better now.
Yeah, there's some updates that we'll talk about with it. But onto that story that Cody was talking about. We're playing Overwatch and we're just killing it, right? The other team has got nothing on us right now. And our attack round lasted a total of 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And Cody goes, wait, guys.
When we say 30 seconds.
Why
In the
are we
next
on
game,
defense? Or
yeah.
why did the game end? When did we attack? And, it was just.
When we say
in his defense.
their team had
the game
nothing
was
on
short.
us, I jumped behind them as Doomfist and punched them into Darren as Reaper, and then everyone was dead.
I think it was literally in the next game. I was just like, wait.
Yeah, we were on a
did we
completely
attack
different
last
map, and you're like, wait, did we attack yet? And I was like, no, this is the first round.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Matador.
Good
Me and Darren, I think, are mid gold, and Ian is
I'm plat.
low plat.
Yeah.
Mid plat, something like that. Ian's our carry.
No.
I'm the Zarya
I
carry.
carried-
Darren is probably the worst one out of all.
Whoa. I carried you up from bronze.
Oh,
so don't
okay.
even talk to
Here
me.
we go,
Mr.
dude.
1200.
Okay, at one point I was
Listen.
at 1400.
Hold on, listen a second. Cody had a computer for about 3 months when he first started playing Overwatch. Never used mouse and keyboard before that. But on a computer that worked, I guess. So just saying that you carried him from bronze to gold isn't really a compliment towards yourself.
Well, literally the season after I got my computer, I placed gold. Let's play. Oh, no.
Well, console 2900 is like PC 800.
Yeah. I've played competitive Overwatch on console, and it's a joke.
Well, he said he's 26 plus on PC. I'm assuming is what that means.
Oh.
And on console he's 29.
Okay.
Yeah, but what do you play though?
Yeah, do you play?
Yeah, the problem is if you
tank
play
or
Widow,
support?
I'm not going to play with you because I want to play Widow.
Yeah, but I'm better Widow than you do.
We need. You can play tank or support. That's pretty much it, Matador. I'm sorry to.
Oh.
Okay. What tanks do you play?
Jake's gonna have to be a Moira main.
Yeah, sorry, Jake. But wow, dude,
Yeah,
Overwatch talk in the middle of 2018. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, they added the looking for group system, and that's probably
we gotta talk about something else right now.
What are we?
So,
what are we gonna talk about?
Perfect, Matador.
Talking about Overwatch still,
Okay.
but Cody is a better tank than Grant, and Grant's been playing Overwatch since day one.
I don't know if that's true. Grant play is hog though.
Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time we were 3-on-3ing and Grant
Me and Grant
lost every single duel with
That was
Darren?
me, yeah.
Yeah, and that bothered me a lot because Grant was on my team.
We were playing them well on Elios,
Yeah.
and it was just bad. Shout out to Grant and chat, you know, getting owned there.
Matador. When we play Overwatch, we hop in the full send Discord. So if
Yeah,
you ever
so
see
you're
a
already
bunch
there.
of people in there, just hop in the voice channel. I think it's open, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just hop in there and hop in a game with us. We play
But,
a few times a week.
The reason I think it feels so refreshing is because before, like I'm a flex player completely. I can play a lot, but I main DPS and Darren is only DPS and only Widow.
I can
Doomfist.
play tank and healer efficiently. I just refuse to.
Yeah. So Darren pretty much plays Widow and Hanzo sometimes and Doomfist sometimes, and
And you
that's
hopped
about
on
it.
that Pharah train this week.
Yeah, you played some Pharah today.
I was killing it as Pharah for a little bit.
So we played DPS, whatever. And it was a big struggle before to where everyone wants to play DPS even if they're bad.
Yeah.
So they added the role select group system to where me and Darren can play as DPS. Cody is a tank main. We have another tank man. One of our friends, Jake, plays tank. So we've been 4-stacking kind of, but then we're in the group. So then we get 2 healers that are typically pretty good.
At least decent.
Yeah,
You know what
at
I
least they
mean?
know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it feels good.
Yeah.
It completely changed the game. I don't have to worry about toxicity as much too because of the voting system or whatever it is.
Yeah. It just seems like it's how the game is meant to be played.
Yeah, it feels nice.
Like let's clarify. Before LFG, I did not play competitive for fun at all.
Yeah.
I did not play competitive to have fun. But now it seems like even though it's low elo competitive, are you okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
It seems like how the game was meant to be played. It's high communication. I mean, when I say high communication, it's normally me screaming for heals or let's push.
Or everyone knows their roles now,
Yeah.
which is how it should have been before.
Exactly.
You know?
So
and us three have been playing together long enough to know what each of us are gonna do. Like when Darren has Blossom, I know he's gonna go in and waste it and kill himself.
Well,
every
hey,
time.
You
And
know
he's
that. Hold on.
He's gonna yell. He's gonna yell.
Jesus.
I'm wiping them and spam his keyboard for some reason.
I don't know why you do that. I
You
still
literally-
to
I
this
don't- what
day
button
do
do you
not know
even
why.
spam?
Well, I go in with Wraith, and I just start pressing Q before I'm out of Wraith, so that I blossom the second that I get out
Yeah,
of
and
it.
you continue to press it.
Well,
I just
hey,
hear you
you
say,
know-
"I'm wiping them, I'm wiping them, I'm wiping them," and tapping your
Just
keyboard.
Bang, bang, bang,
I
bang.
don't know why.
But hey, the thing is, when I'm Lucio, it doesn't matter if
Lucio.
Why I say
Lucio.
when I'm
Because he said
Reaper.
my Lucio is
Yeah, that's
in
probably
chat.
it. Okay, so but when I'm Reaper, it doesn't matter if I have Blossom. I'm always going behind them and gonna wipe them. Blossom has nothing to do with it. Okay, I could have 10% ult charge,
I know,
and I'm gonna do the same thing.
when I see very bright lights on the back of Cody when he's playing Zarya, that he's gonna waste his graph every time. Especially
Or when he's got
especially on-
Shatter as Ryan, he's just gonna pop it on one person.
especially on Hollywood.
That's not even
Dude,
close to the
it's
point.
He's
all
like,
about
"Oh,
the
look at that
mind.
far. She's on the ground. Let me soul alter as Ryan."
Yeah,
Charge
dude,
her
that's
into a
what it's
wall.
all about, dude. It's all about the mind games.
It's all about the
honestly.
BM.
I play tank like a tracer plays tracer. Like,
What, just in your face?
Just don't. I don't care about the team. I'll put the shield up to protect myself.
Can we talk about that Oasis game?
Wait.
When
No,
we don't stop?
no, it was
Or
Horizon.
Well,
Oh.
either one.
Yeah.
Either one.
It was
We
both
don't
of them.
stop.
We don't.
Is the
stop.
meme.
We
We
go.
just ran in.
Go again. No,
Uh,
the one where it has the little hole that you can fall into in the middle, where we were literally pushed up to their
Yeah,
spot.
it's one of the Oasis
Yeah.
ones.
Oasis University.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I finished the round with 85 average charge.
Yeah, it was crazy. And he was just charging me. I was Reaper, and I was just...
I didn't die.
I was the tank. I was the tank.
I was
honestly.
playing
just
Doomfist,
standing
and I
in front
didn't
of them,
die.
self-healing
Yeah.
so much. You know, it was
That's good.
crazy, but it was really fun.
We've had a couple good games like that to where we need to talk about the best game I've ever played in my life is our reverse pirate ship and then pirate ship win.
that we won.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we got destroyed. Our healers were terrible.
Yeah.
Like okay. Like I'm talking.
Look at the camera.
We did not get
Look at the
any
camera when you
heals.
talk.
Heals were non-existent. We could have just
We had
played
a
the game
Lucio and
4v6
Yeah.
and we would have been the same. Right? So we're like, we got rolled. We had like no time left. They had
We both pushed it
they
the
had
whole
like
way.
4
4
minutes,
minutes.
but we had like no time.
Yeah, they had 4 minutes. We had a minute.
Yeah. So we're like, dude, screw it. We lost. Let's just go pirate ship.
Yeah.
Full pirate ship. So Cody was Orisa or Jake was Orisa. We had Ryan and Orisa, I don't remember. And I was Torb and Ian was Bastion. And we pushed it the whole way doing pirate ship.
Not the whole way.
What's
It was
Oh, no,
it
we
was
pushed
right
it
past the
halfway.
bridge.
Yeah, we pushed
Yeah.
it halfway. But I literally didn't shoot this Torb. I just hammered the turret. That's all I
Yeah.
did. And we pushed it halfway. We rolled them through the first point. We kind of had a little bit of a fight, but we pushed the whole thing pretty much in overtime.
Yeah, the whole
so
thing in overtime.
Then we go to defense, and we're like, well, they
We
got
did-
4 minutes. Like,
Well, we didn't win the
whatever.
first point until
yeah.
overtime started because me and you were the only ones left on the payload. Remember?
Yeah.
And we were freaking out.
So we go. They got 4 minutes. We're gonna lose. Whatever. Let's just keep it rolling. Reverse pirate ship.
Yeah.
So we're gonna set up on the point on defense.
And
just
let's
massive
make this
spawn
clear.
advantage.
Let's make this clear that their comp was completely anti.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anti.
It's like double shield and like.
No.
No,
In the
they
beginning
had a
it was
lot of
double
shield
shield,
break and-
but then it was Junkrat, Tracer, Diva, and Hog. were their main-
Matador. I was saying the exact same thing the whole time.
Yeah, I know it's bad.
So yeah, we go reverse pirate ship, setting up on the payload. And everybody else dies. We held it right at the door for way too long because everybody else died, and I was alive as Torb, and I'm just running in a circle around my turret, spamming E to make sure I get armor, and hammering the turret, and somehow I killed their whole team.
Yeah, I mean it's just
so
one of those
good,
things.
man.
But then we pushed it.
somehow held it.
They pushed it all the way to
They were,
the
like,
bridge,
right there.
and they were
Yeah.
like, it was at the point where it gave you the distance from the goal
Yeah.
or whatever.
Like 5
And
meters.
then it was in overtime, and that overtime fight was pretty long.
Yeah.
I was recon bastioning for a while just to
Yeah.
run away from the tracer, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So that was insane. I mean, we won that game. We ended up winning that game somehow, but it was not thanks to our healers.
Someone donate so Ian can buy his girlfriend ice cream.
She just texted me and said I need ice cream or something.
Can I get some of that too?
Yeah, we'll go Dairy Queen after this.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't had a blizzard in a while.
It's been like 2 weeks.
It's been a lot longer for me though, dude. I haven't gone out to eat in a while. Like
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
You just
true.
burn burgers every day.
Yeah. Like, can we talk about?
Oh,
hold
here we
on,
go.
Cody.
No,
Hold on a
look
second,
at
Chet.
it.
I want to talk for a minute.
it's not my fault.
How is it not your fault? Okay,
It's your shit stove.
Listen.
It's your bad stove. I'm sorry.
Listen, okay, I want to
PG.
talk for a minute about how
Children's
bad of a
stream.
cook Cody is. He burns everything he makes.
It's bad.
Gets smoke all over
not.
the place. All over the place.
I don't burn
literally, I'm up
everything.
here. Okay, so our podcast room is upstairs, right? I'm up here getting stuff set up earlier. Like about an hour before the stream starts, just making sure we're good to go. And I got the door closed in here and everything. And I open the door. I go back to go downstairs, and there is just. I opened the door, and I would have thought the house was on fire. There was so much smoke.
Literally, I get off work at 4 in the afternoon.
And I can
usually.
smell it. I'm like, oh, Cody's cooking a cheeseburger. That's just, your average Tuesday for you. But
Gordon Ramsay.
But well, hey, here's my next thing. Okay, is that Cody watches Gordon Ramsay religiously.
Okay.
You've seen every
Listen.
piece of content that he has ever produced. Right?
That's
We
true.
all have done that. Don't
Right.
act like
Well,
you haven't
I'm not
watched
saying
every
I'm
single
not
piece.
saying I haven't, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. But for all of the Gordon Ramsay that he's watched,
I've
he
watched a
burns
lot.
everything he makes.
I don't burn everything.
Yes, you do.
I make
Yes, you do.
everything.
Okay, here's
You
That's
don't
not
fill a
true.
house with smoke by burning something.
I'll give
by
you.
not burning.
I'll
something.
give you a typical day for me. Right, I get off work around 3:30 or 4. I come home, play a game of Overwatch or so, do some homework. Okay, then I go home and eat dinner at my house because my mom makes dinner every night, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Then I come back, and I walk in the door, and it looks like it's a hookah bar. In here, and it just smells like burnt meat. And I can pick out what
Dude,
he's
I
making
don't-
because of the burnt meat
Yeah,
smell. I'm like,
you know,
Cody
and-
made chicken today. Oh, there we go. Cody made pork chops today. Oh, jeez. And he doesn't even like things like he eats medium rare things and medium things. So I don't know how he managed
and
to
here's
burn.
the
Well,
thing,
that's
here's
the
the
thing
thing.
about it. Though.
we
It's-
cook on the same same pans, the same stove, everything. And I don't have this problem. I don't fill the house with smoke. I mean, like every once in a while I might get like a little smoky in the kitchen because we don't have an exhaust over the stove, but
Yeah.
like every time Cody cooks, the entire house is
It's
filled
the
with
whole first floor. Just
It's
It
pretty
was
bad
up
at
here.
this
It was
point.
up here today, and you don't even
What?
understand. I opened that door, and I thought the house was on fire.
Do you remember that time that you had that? Well, you still have the skillet. What is it?
Oh yeah,
Coppers?
yeah.
the copper
So
skillet.
I have
And I
one of
didn't-
those like one of those copper
So I'm poor,
skillets or
right?
whatever.
I'm poor. I've never used like
They're not
Not-
expensive. They're like the same price as a normal one.
no.
Yes.
They're not. That skillet downstairs you paid $40 for?
No, it's like $30.
Okay, I've never paid more than like $15.
Okay, well the other non-stick one I have was 25, so it's not.
You guys are over.
That's why you burn everything
Hey,
and fill
hey.
the house with smoke because
You guys are
cheap
arguing
stuff.
over the price of pans.
Well, we argue over a
Middle-aged
lot of
women.
things.
high octane game.
Yeah. High
Anyways, yeah,
octane,
continue.
High octane cooking show.
Anyway, so I've never used this
Octane
stuff
cooking
before,
show.
right? I've never used this stuff before, so I don't know. So I start cooking, and I put oil in because I'm cooking stuff, right? So I need some oil in the pan, right? Well, if you've ever made this mistake before, which you probably haven't, because you're probably smarter than me, you know that I almost died. The entire house, like when I say the entire house, is leaking under door frames into rooms, was just filled with toxic smoke, and I threw up. Like I actually threw up. It was so bad. I thought I was dying. Like I was like, oh my god, this is smoking a lot. What's going on? And then the next thing I know, the whole kitchen's just full of smoke in like 3 seconds, and I'm sitting here choking. Lana's trying to run for the hills. She's like, "Get me out of here! I'm gonna die."
That's why Lana was locked up here. She locked herself in here so she didn't die.
And
you want to talk about?
I just don't
bad
know what
cooking
goes
stories.
wrong, dude.
I got a story time right here.
Oh, here you go,
Story time
Matt.
right here. You what do you mean?
Madeline.
No, but that's another good one. I'll have to bring that up after
That's
this
bad.
one. Okay, so you all remember our friend Mason who was here.
Hold on a second. Welcome to the Full Sense Studios cooking show.
Yeah,
it's the
thanks.
first segment
Yeah.
today. We're doing this tonight. I got my cranberry juice right here.
Should I start streaming on this account? Just
Live stream cooking, IRL cooking shows.
just burning
Alright.
the house down.
All right, but anyways, story time.
Story time.
Yep. You guys remember our friend Mason, the cop who was here? He was on. I don't remember.
was a
which-
while ago.
It was a
4
while
weeks,
ago.
yeah, I think.
But anyways, we've talked about the gym before. I think back in the day when we were there, me and our friend Jack used to eat eggs like exclusively, pretty much. I probably ate like 12 eggs a day.
That's just
That's not an exaggeration.
Yeah.
So we always had like a ton of eggs. We buy like a giant like box of eggs, okay? And we go through them in like a week. And but anyways, Mason decides he's gonna make himself some scrambled eggs, right? Now notice I said scrambled eggs. I don't know if you know how to make scrambled eggs, but basically the gist of it is you take some milk or something and pour a little bit in with the eggs and like mix it all
Gordon makes it
together.
with creme fraiche.
You don't even really
know.
need to add milk or anything. You can just
Yeah, but
stir your
it
eggs
makes
up.
it easier. You need to like stir the eggs before you put it in the pan. Gordon Ramsay doesn't, but we're not 5-star chefs here.
Yeah.
So
we don't
anyways,
just have creme fraiche on deck.
Mason just cracks an egg in a pan on the stove and just leaves it there for a bit, and thinks that scrambled eggs are gonna appear.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyways, I don't know what heat this was on. It must have been like the highest heat setting because the eggs were just black. It was just a black glob basically, and there's just the fire alarm's going off there. I mean, it is just
We have fire
smoke
alarms at the gym?
everywhere. It was in the house.
Yeah.
And so I felt so bad for him that I made him scrambled eggs because it was just that bad.
And we
Whoa! OBS just crashed. Are we still streaming?
Yes.
Are we sure?
I'll find out in 50.
Audio's not muted. Both the
Are we
cameras
actually back?
work again. Yes, we are actually
Actually
now.
back this time?
For real, we're back. Had some technical difficulties there. The joys of live streaming. Am I right?
Yeah.
Cody's gonna deal with all that later, But
Cody's gonna get the brunt of this one. Sorry, Cody.
Okay, my
we're back though.
Is our camera
Everything
working?
Seems to be okay. Yep. All the cameras are working. We're good to go.
All right, there you go.
All
There
right.
you go.
So, Matador story time.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, he's making an omelet. Too much oil in the pan. Yeah.
We've
That's-
all been-
Into the sink. I remember some good cooking stories in school when
I made a flour hurricane one time.
I made a cupcake with a flower on top. And I was proud of that. I remember Harrison Brown threw a cupcake across the room and hit some woman in the face. It was pretty funny. But back to the raw chicken story. I don't know if you guys heard the raw chicken story, but Darren's about to tell it again.
The raw chicken story. I didn't really tell it. I just said that I was going to tell it. So, my friend, we're at my friend Ben's house, and I don't remember the context of this. What either his sister lost a bet or I don't remember. For some reason, she had to make us food every night for a week or something. And that only lasted one day because she made us these like chicken tenders, but they were like a different kind of like they were more fancy chicken tenders, right? But they were just like frozen in a bag. You put them in the oven, right? Well, she like brings them down to us, and we're in the basement, and she brings them down to us, and I'm the first one to take one. I just bite straight into it. I eat like half of it in a bite, and just completely raw chicken inside. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna eat that, so I put it back on the plate. Basically just no one eats it. What's so funny?
Look in chat.
What?
Type in exclamation point
So,
crash.
I'm sorry to interrupt your story.
Wow. Okay. You guys are mean.
Matador, if we go offline,
You guys are
Hey.
welcome to put your computer up here
Hey,
and do this.
don't you guys me. Cody did it.
You laughed at it.
Matador,
funny, so did
Matador.
you.
If we ever go offline without saying we're going offline, just throw that command up for us so the chat knows. Thanks.
Yeah,
bud.
we're good.
Okay, but the raw chicken, I bite into it, and I'm like, well, I'm not eating that, so I put it back on the plate with the rest of them. We didn't eat any. And then my friend's cat ate all of it. Now
Who can
when I-
time travel?
Yes, Spook.
And teleport.
He's quite the cat. He ate all of the raw chicken, so.
I just spilled on myself.
Oh my gosh, Cody.
He has often finished my food. He eats a lot of Chinese food. I just remember having Chinese food containers, and they would be licked clean in the morning when I woke up.
Yeah.
But that could have been Cody or Darren licking my Ming Hing.
I often
clean.
eat people's food. Like when Darren leaves food out for more than honestly 20 minutes, I know it's not getting eaten at that point. I'll just slide in with that quick. Darren, you done with that, my dude? But it's like just like a full rack of ribs sitting there. He's like, yeah, dude, couldn't eat any more.
Here's
It's
the
like
thing.
one rib.
Here's the thing.
Oh,
Darren,
nice.
for some reason, Darren has this complex to where he
It's
thinks
called the broken complex.
yeah, he's just where he thinks that he can eat more food than he ever can, with an
Every
exception
time.
of them two boys and a barbecue
And Joe's Crab Shack.
and Joe's Crab Shack. But so we go to McDonald's, for example. He'll get like a 20-piece nugget, 2 McChickens, a McDouble,
Okay,
and
well,
a drink, right? And
In all fairness, I do not get the nuggets with the intention of eating them
yeah,
at that
okay,
point.
but
in time.
so he'll eat 1 McChicken and half of the McDouble. So there'll be a McChicken and a 20-piece there, right, on his desk for like a week.
Yeah.
And if they make it a week, it's rare because Cody will eat the
Well,
leftover
dude, I
burger,
eat the nuggets.
and then
I
you
don't
eat the nuggets. You eat the
Yeah.
nuggets like 4 days later because McDonald's nuggets are not
Yeah, dude, there's so
made
many
from things.
preservatives
I think
and that stuff,
I think
you know?
the nuggets are the only thing that I'm like, if these are sitting on his desk after he goes to bed, there's still a chance he's gonna eat this.
And he eats them. He always
yeah.
eats them.
Yeah,
Like-
but that's the only.
Like he'll
thing.
leave like a half-eaten quesadilla on his desk for for a couple of days and not eat it, but nuggets will be eaten eventually. He'll look at him and be like, "Oh, I don't have to go to McDonald's. I'll eat this 20-piece from 4 days ago."
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad.
I
That's
get a
tough.
20-piece pretty much every time I'm at McDonald's because I know I'm going to eat it eventually.
It's just foul.
I mean,
Like it's
It is,
Whatever.
but like, who cares?
it's not
You know
anymore.
what I mean?
It's so eating McDonald's chicken nuggets 4 days after they've been prepared, okay, is no different than eating them 5 seconds after they've been prepared.
that's accurate, which is really bad
Right?
to say.
They're like the
'Cause it's
same.
not
They taste
chicken.
the same.
'Cause it's not
not
real.
chicken.
There's no difference. They're just not
Yeah.
hot. It's whatever.
Watch
Oh,
out!
it's a train real good.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
But yeah, you know.
Sorry, I'm a disgrace.
Yeah, that's just foul there in so many ways. Like just McDonald's is just gross, but it's so good, but it's just
You
gross.
literally just came in here and ate McDonald's like 5 minutes before.
I
the
ate a
podcast.
salad from
It's
McDonald's.
still McDonald's. It's still, and the chicken goes in the same fryer as
Well,
the
to be
chicken
fair,
nuggets.
I didn't eat their chicken. I put my own chicken on it.
Well, that's just dumb.
I mean, their chicken's still on. I just didn't eat their chicken because it was still frozen.
Wait, it's
Can
still
I have
there? Yeah, can you bring
Do
that?
you want it?
up?
Well, not right now, but
Well,
maybe
it's
after
still
the
there, but
podcast.
yeah, you can have it.
I'll
after
definitely
podcast.
take a piece after.
You can split that. You can split it in half.
Yeah, I'll take a little.
See what I mean?
little
See who I live with?
Absolute savages, dude. That's how we live around here.
We're vultures, man.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Out here picking at food.
I
man.
mean, I've etten some really disgusting things. Remember the time I texted you? I'm just like, I can't get off the couch. I'm drinking A1. Like,
I remember that. What about okay? Are we talking about gross food stories?
we can, dude.
Let's talk about Darren and his time with what's it called in Worcester? The Japanese steakhouse.
Oh no.
And we're gonna talk about the golf ball sized wasabi ball that he almost ate for a significant amount of money.
Let's go, Matador.
Dude,
Poggers.
it's because I didn't have a salad at home and I wanted a salad. Sorry, man.
Why don't you just go eat grass?
Well,
I
yeah.
like to get a little bit of dirt with it. Just makes it creamy, gives it a really nice texture, you know.
So we're at this Japanese steakhouse. I think it was.
So
I think
it's a hibachi place. right?
Yeah. I think it was literally for my birthday. I think it was my birthday dinner.
Yeah, something like that.
And I think there's like probably 12 of us there. We filled up a whole hibachi's table.
So basically, what happens is everyone wants me to eat some wasabi. Now, when I say some wasabi, I'm talking like a golf ball.
Literally,
of wasabi.
we took everyone's wasabi. Everyone got sushi. Most of
Yeah.
us got sushi, right?
Yeah.
There's probably 2 people that didn't.
Yeah.
And we took the piece of wasabi from everyone's wasabi thing for their sushi and put it into one big ball. We formed it into a ball. And the dares and money just skyrockets.
Oh,
immediately.
yeah.
I'm like, Darren, I'll give you $20 to eat this. And
So
Ben's like,
we're
"I'll double
talking
it."
like there's probably in total worth. So it wasn't all cash offers, right? There was some other things I don't remember. There was a bunch of stuff on
Call
the
of
table.
Duty.
Yeah, there was like probably a total of like $600
Yeah.
worth of.
I think it was
worth
like
of stuff on the
650
table.
something.
How much
Yeah.
did you get?
Nothing because I didn't do it.
Oh,
Well,
you
I attempted it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I deserved something for attempting.
I still give you $1. Me and Dale still give you $1.
You bought
each.
me the ice cream cone at
Yeah.
McDonald's afterwards, so we'll get to
We'll
that.
get to that in a second.
We'll get to that. But so basically, I eat this ball of wasabi, and It is, you know, it's not the heat at first, right? I hate wasabi. It tastes terrible. Like, not like, you know,
I
it
like
being
wasabi,
spicy aside, it just tastes terrible.
You're
and I
really
hate it.
bad with spicy things, first of all.
Yeah, but that wasn't even the problem. So here's the problem. I tried to do like the whole thing at once, right? That was an issue.
I think that was in the guideline, the stipulations
Was
for
it?
getting it.
Yeah, it was. So I put this thing in my mouth, and I try to swallow it, and it gets about halfway down my throat, and it's like game over.
Should I just
right?
play
It's
the
coming-
audio?
It's coming back up.
Should I just
Oh,
is
no,
audio
it's-
in the is that in Twitch guidelines?
I don't know. We'll say it's out there on YouTube. We'll let someone find it.
I'll find
I
it.
have it on my phone. I'll just send it to you. I'll just send it to you.
But anyways, you know, so it
Bro.
it comes right back up. I
over the
hate
parking lot.
wasabi. It's just everywhere. So you know, we ate hibachi and everything, and I ate a ton of food there, and I threw it all up like instantly when we left because I'm bulimic. apparently.
Literally, he paid $20 for his meal.
Yeah.
Ate his meal, walked outside, threw $20 up on the ground.
Yeah. So I'm like dying because my mouth is on fire at this point, right? And
From acid and wasabi.
yeah. So we go. I'm like, dude, we need to go. I need like a drink or something. Like we're running through this McDonald's real quick.
No. What you said was, we got back in the car and
What?
you looked at me and said, Ian, I'm really hungry now.
Well, that's true.
Let's go to McDonald's.
So
is
we
what
go
you
to
said
McDonald's.
to me.
I got like some food at McDonald's, but I got an ice cream cone because my mouth was on fire.
Yeah.
And Ian paid for that.
Yeah. Because I'm a nice guy.
That
I'm a
was,
nice guy.
that
man.
was good. You know, I got a free ice cream.
I just
cone out of
remember
it,
that.
so-
You just got done puking all over the parking lot. And we get in Grant's car and you're like, Ian, I'm hungry now.
No,
Can we go
I
to
drove.
McDonald's?
We were in my car. I was driving. Yeah.
Oh, we were in your greasy car.
Yeah,
that was
we
the
were
greasy
trailblazers.
days, dude.
Yeah.
The guys at work are trying to get me to drink a gallon of milk again.
Oh no.
To give
See-
this a new
see,
try.
all
There's
these
like
videos-
$50 on the table.
All these videos need to resurface on our current channel.
Well, we
No, they
watched my and Jack's. I think
Oh,
on,
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
first one. Maybe.
The thing with Darren's is you can't really see it happening. It's more of just the sound is hilarious
You just
because
know.
he goes,
Yeah.
"Oh no," and then he starts breathing hard, and then it's just all over after that. It's pretty great.
Our first clip, dude.
Clip it.
Excuse Darum. Wow, dude, that's pretty lit.
So I guess story time's a little over here. We've said a lot of stories. Here.
We've beat the hell out of story time
yeah.
today.
So I think
okay,
we're gonna
Jump into
we're
an
gonna
actual
jump into
topic.
some gaming topics here. Talking about gaming in the mainstream media.
Oh, dude. Okay.
Oh, we're jumping right into it.
So-
Serious topics here,
Yeah.
boys.
Okay, so I'll kick this off. So the actual news article that kind of spurred this topic, I guess, NBC News posted an article titled "What is Fortnite? A look at the video game that has become a phenomenon." Now, for our discussion, we don't necessarily care that much about the actual article, but I mean, they basically say the game makes more than 300 million a month, even though it's free to play, and stuff that we've talked about before. How like a free to play model is something that
The
works, and if you have that capital and stuff to build a game, then
Go for it.
go for it. But the reason that we kind of wanted to discuss this is the kind of overarching theme that is how gaming is constantly being pushed more and more into like mainstream media, like Darren was talking about. So when we were kind of talking about, when me and Darren were kind of talking about this a little bit before, you had said something about like the implications of what that might mean, that the gaming is being pushed, I guess you can call it, into like normie culture, which it's always kind of existed there a little bit, you know what I mean?
Well, there were specific games that were normie
Yeah.
compared to other things.
Sure, right. I mean, you had for Fortnite, I mean, there's,
Call of Duty was the original normie game, I think, though. Because everyone played Call of Duty.
yeah, at least in our day. you
Yeah,
know
back
what I
in the
mean?
day.
Back in
Back in those console reigning days.
years and years and decades ago, so long ago. I mean, not really, but like 10 years ago. But
Well,
yeah,
even when we saw that, like, I was always a big fan of Battlefield, and that was like the no one plays Battlefield because everyone plays Call of Duty thing.
Yeah. Which, I mean, at the time, it was when we were younger, it's like, oh, Call of Duty, you just run around and shoot the first thing you see. Battlefield, actually, you gotta
aim.
But yeah, I think we keep seeing that. I don't know what you want to call it. I guess just the video game culture in general being pushed into mainstream media. We saw with that. What's that movie called?
Ready Player One.
Ready Player
Yeah. So like they had like a Tracer in there and you know a bunch of other
Yeah, everything. There's a ton of stuff.
like character cameos and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And that movie did really, really well. You know,
and it was
because-
made by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
So like,
So
that's
I mean,
what more mainstream can you know?
and it was
Steven Spielberg's making a Halo TV show.
Yes, I saw that.
really.
Talk about
How do
mainstream.
you feel
guys.
about that?
I mean, I can't really say how I feel about that until I see the
You see
show.
something.
Did you
I mean,
watch?
obviously, I want it. I'm excited for it, but I hope they do a good job with it.
Did you watch the like live action movies and stuff like the? What was
yeah,
that?
I've
What was
watched them
that
all.
called? Forward Onto Dawn.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
that was decent.
Yeah. It was like about. It wasn't really about like the current Halo universe. It was
I
more
want
about,
I want a Halo Full House crossover. Fuller House crossover.
For Halo.
Katana in the house.
Man, I remember when Fuller House came out on Netflix, and they like hyped it up. You know,
Yeah.
they were like, you know, this is coming out on this
Yeah.
day or whatever at this time, and you know, me and Grant watch it right when it comes out. Man, it was so bad.
Yeah.
We made it through the first episode, and I think we got like halfway through the second one before we had to give up.
That's
But you know,
I'm
talking
pretty
about bad stuff on Netflix, The Ridiculous Six. Have you ever seen that?
I watched a bit.
We watched the whole movie, and at the point where Terry Crews comes in and he's Adam Sandler's brother, that was where I realized that this was the movie of the century, right? You know, that
I'm pretty
nothing could
sure.
ever top
I'm
this.
pretty sure my girlfriend watched all of Fuller House and enjoyed it, which is bad.
I mean, like my mom liked it.
Spoilers,
You know,
come
it's
on,
just,
dude.
I'm sure that it is very enjoyable to normies.
For sure.
Yeah, that's
But-
probably accurate. But your favorite movie is the Emoji Movie, so
Well, okay, hold up. You say that like it's a bad thing.
it is a
Oh,
bad.
Emoji
here we
Movie.
go.
Is the best movie that's ever been created.
What was better, Emoji Movie or Paul Blart 2?
Emoji Movie for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I
Was
mean,
it
Paul
close?
Blart 2, don't get me wrong, classic movie right there. But I mean, you can't top Emoji Movie, right? They had the poop emoji, right? I mean, I don't know what else you want. You know, what else could you ask for from a movie?
I hate
A
you.
storyline, characters that matter.
Whoa! There was a
Um,
storyline and characters that matter. Okay, Emoji Movie is a touching romantic comedy. Okay. What? You're looking at me like
Like you're dumb?
no.
Hey Cody, can you look up all of the Rotten Tomatoes / all of that scores, please? Because I'm pretty sure it was sitting at a fat 0 for like a long time.
It's not looking great.
Oh my
3.1
goodness.
out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah.
great.
Wait, hold on. Let Darren guess what the Rotten Tomatoes score is.
For what? Emoji Movie?
Emoji
Yeah.
Movie.
Rotten Tomatoes is out of 100, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
Um,
It's a percent. I don't-
16.
8.
Cut that in half, Darren.
Okay.
And then
that's-
Metacritic gave it a
Listen,
12.
it was
Here's the
at
real
0 for
Okay.
a long time.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing you guys got to remember.
Look up Paul Blart too.
So, if anyone follows Wall Street Bets, right?
Oh
It's
no!
a subreddit, okay? So this is coming back to the movies, okay?
My
Anyone-
goodness, dude.
Dude, Mall Cop 2, 5% on Rotten Tomatoes, dude.
Um,
But
terrible, dude.
Google users, 77% like this movie. What?
It's a great movie, man.
Dude,
I saw it in
that's-
theaters. I was sad that I couldn't see it a 17th time.
Isn't that
but,
the
you
one
know.
that Ben walked out of?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Wall Street Bets. It's a subreddit.
Yeah, it's
Basically,
very good.
people just put money into dumb stocks and lose it all there. You can go check it out if you want, get a little bit more about it. But basically, there was a time period there. There was a guy on there by the username of FSComeAU, right? And this
What a
guy
god.
was renowned for making bad decisions and losing tons of money, right? So the meta for the stock market and investing, around those
Reverse.
parts was inverse whatever he does because he's going to lose tons of money. So what you have to think about here is you need to inverse those critic scores because they're telling you what
Oh,
they want you to hear.
here we go.
Right?
Here
They're
we
telling
go.
you what they want you to
How
hear.
did those two things correlate?
How did
Literally at all.
How did Darren's mind go? I'm gonna make a point out of this by saying this. How
I'm
does
gonna sit here and waste 2 minutes of these people's
all right?
time.
Let me talk about.
talking
Let me
about-
hook Ian into a story that he's semi-interested in, just to tell me that it was a point he was trying to make about how the emoji
It
movie
is
is good.
it is a very good story though. Let me see if I can find like
Yeah,
the
so
summary.
I guess I'll talk about
Yeah, why don't you tell me the real story instead of like edging me to the top and then making me fall off a cliff?
Okay, so this FS Come AU guy, right? This goes on for a couple months. He just makes these horrible calls. Everybody's like, "Oh, we're gonna do the opposite," and everybody makes a lot of money. But so at the time, Wall Street Bets was starting to get a lot more mainstream coverage by like CNBC and stuff and different financial coverage sites. So a lot of his posts on Wall Street Bets were like the most upvoted things at the time, right? So they were always the top posts, and so his posts and the calls he was making were getting a lot of coverage on those places, and within those articles, people were saying, these people on this community make a bunch of money off of these calls and everything. So they're like, the kind of thing around Wall Street Bets is there's always a way to understand people's posts to make money off of them, but no one is ever upfront about what that is, right? Their posts are always wrong. If you just do what they do in the posts, you're going to lose tons of money. But there's always, I don't know what it is. I haven't followed it for a while. I don't know what the current meta is. But the meta used to be inversing this guy. And there was like 2 times, I think, that inversing him lost money. And it wasn't substantial. And it was very not nearly as much as the times that it made you money. But anyways, he made this call. He made this, what did he do? Puts on Apple, I think is what he did. When Apple was releasing
yeah, he just shorted Apple.
new iPhone stuff, he just shorted it. Okay, so he shorts Apple like crazy. It's a crazy call, right? Apple never loses on. It was on one of their quarterly.
The article I just
reports.
read said immediately after he shorted it, it went up 3%.
Yeah. So basically, it was right before. It was like I think he did it like a week before their quarterly report, right? And Apple went up like $15, which is a lot for that big of a stock. So he lost like $2 million, and everybody inversed him and made a lot of money. But anyways, it was covered so hard in the mainstream financial sites that a lot of people shorted Apple on it and lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it ended up, and everybody that was like involved in Wall Street Bets and knew what was going on knew that it was fake accounts. None of his investments were ever actually real.
Yeah.
But he had like a whole backstory, and he did interviews with some news sites. I think it was on like Yahoo and stuff, and with a lot of the places like Yahoo Finance that older people are going to watch and not understand what's happening. Where he has this whole backstory about how like either his uncle or his grandpa or someone died and like left him a bunch of money, and he lost a ton of it on the stock market. But this is the play, short an Apple right now. He's got it like $1 million in it, and he's gonna come out with $100 million in a week, right? And so just got a lot of coverage there, and it was bad. But everybody involved kind of behind the scenes knew that. It wasn't a real. It was just if you're familiar with investing, it's a paper trading account. It's basically just fake money, so that you can learn the stock market before you use actual money with it. But yeah, that was a pretty crazy time.
Yeah, there were a lot of very upset people.
Yeah.
When like it hit mainstream media that he was like faking it.
Yeah.
And it was funny for the people that were actually following.
That were in on it
the whole time. Yeah, it was pretty. It was a pretty good time, for sure.
Just investing in the stock market is a pretty good time, honestly.
Yeah,
except for when you buy EGLT.
R.I.P. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I just did it for like fun, right? Like, I didn't do it to like make money or anything. When it was the phase to Robinhood, real hard.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'll play around. I'll put like $100 in it and just see what happens. And fast forward 2 months, Darren's like, listen, surefire, you're gonna double your money. All right, dude, give it a try. 3 minutes later, the stock's like crashed. It's gone. Like I've lost what percent? Like 40%.
So it's this company, right? I don't remember the name of the company, but the stock ticker was EGLT.
I think it was Eaglet corporation.
Okay, so they were making this this painkiller, right?
Pharmaceuticals.
So it's a biotech company,
Yeah.
They're making this painkiller called I don't remember the name of it, but it was an opioid-based painkiller that's supposed to be abuse resistant. So that was the big thing. It's you don't get addicted to it. However, it needed to pass FDA standards, right? So it gets FDA approval. And I told Cody, like a few hours before it got FDA approval, I'm like, this thing's about to get approved, and we're going to the moon.
See, I didn't know anything about it too, because opioids cannot be.
Yeah. So anyways,
abused. Like that's just not like
What
you
do you
literally have
mean?
opioid receptors
Whoa,
in
what
your brain.
what
That's
do
how
you
they
mean?
work.
Dude, what do you mean?
I just didn't know anything
Come on.
about it.
So
but-
Come on.
it's not
I'm
saying
sorry,
that you can't get
yeah.
addicted
Oh,
to
it's
it.
resistant.
It's resistant, right? And that's actually an FDA label that you can get on a painkiller. But anyways, it gets FDA approval, and I'm like, here we go. We're going to the moon, and this thing skyrockets for a short period of time. I want to say it was like $9 a share around that when we bought it, and right after it got FDA approval, within like a minute, it went up to like $14, right? And I'm like,
oh yeah,
this was the call of the century. Here we go. We're rich now.
And then
It got so much trading volume on the stock that they halted it, right?
Yeah.
And usually when they halt stocks, it's for like a few minutes.
Yeah.
This was like the longest recorded halt in the history of the stock market at this time when it happened. It was for like half an hour. But what it means when they halt a stock is you can't buy it, you can't sell it, you can't do anything with it.
and then
Its
it
price
comes out
doesn't
of the
move,
hole.
whatever. And then when it comes back live, anything that happened during that time is gonna affect it. So
And what happened?
while
man?
it's halted, so the abuse resistant thing is not included in the FDA approval. FDA approval just means that you can use it.
Yeah.
Right. So then the FDA then gives it labels like abuse resistant and whatever, and the FDA didn't give it the abuse resistant label. So now it's just
another
painkiller.
opioid. Yeah.
Yeah. So this happens while it's halted, and I'm like,
Oh no.
so I know, the second that this goes
Yeah.
live again, it's done,
Yeah.
right? And this thing goes live, and if you've ever seen a movie or a TV show where they show like people on Wall Street, and they're like running around, freaking out, throwing papers around because they cannot sell something fast enough, and everything is just on
Yeah.
fire,
Yeah.
right?
You've
This
ever
is
watched
basically what
Wolf of
happens
Wall
when this
Street.
goes live. I'm trying to sell it, can't sell it, no one's buying it, right?
No one.
I finally get it sold at like $2 and something a share,
Yeah.
right? And this all crashed within like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Went from like $14 to $2 something, right? And it was a big loss. So it was like we bought it at 9 something and it went to 2 something. So
I just remember I was at
work.
work and I got
Now-
back to my phone and I'm just like, what happened?
Yeah. So Cody, I don't know how much money you had in it. Less than $100.
Yeah.
However, I was going
Dare
pretty
you.
hard into the stock market this time, and I had like $5,000 in it,
Yeah.
and I was down to like 1,000 something after that one.
But then our Lord and Savior J Nug came
yeah,
back.
so then we start, we're like, okay, I'm like, okay, I got to make this money back, right? I lost all this money. It's time to go hard. We're going to the 3 times leveraged ETFs. We're going to JNUG, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, this thing's going to the moon. Trump's about to get elected. This is mid 2016, right? Right around election time. I'm like, gold's going to the moon, right?
Yeah.
So we're investing in gold miners. JNUG. JNUG is a ETF that invests in gold miners.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm like, this is the thing. So I buy JNUG. I made all my money back, and then I made like $500 on top of what I put in.
Yeah.
So I bought JNUG at like $7 something. I think I bought in originally at like $7, and then I bought more when it was like 9 something.
Yeah.
And I ended up selling it at like 15, and then it crashed like a day after that. So I sold it right at the perfect time. We
Good
had
choice,
some other stuff in there. I told everyone, like for 3 months, I was like, JNUG, $15. Like, I had the call, dude.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
did have the call.
several months, I was like, guys, JNUG is going to be $15 within the next 6 months.
Yeah.
And it was, and then I sold it. I once I had the shares, I had a sell in to sell it when it hit $15, so I didn't have to sit there and watch it and wait for it to hit that. So I sold it at 15. Some other people had some other of our friends had some money in it, and they did not sell it at 15. And then it crashed to like dirt cheap the next day. But we had some other ones, CLSN to the moon.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
meme.
by the way, before we jump on to another one, I'm looking up EGLT's stock chart right now.
Is that even a thing?
So it is. So December 9th of 2016, I think that was maybe right around when we were trading it. It
Yeah.
peaked at 877. Maybe they had a split or something.
I don't
I'm
even
not
think
sure.
that the time that it went up
Yeah,
before
no.
the halt would have been on the charts
No.
because it was so close to
It was
the
so
halt.
short, yeah. Fast forward a year. Let's see. It is $1.
Yeah.
95 cents.
Fast forward to now, it's 40 cents.
Yeah.
GG. CLSN though, dude.
Yeah, CLSN is this other biotech company, right? Here we go again with the
Oh,
biotech
man.
stocks.
Dude, that's what it was all about.
Every one of
dude.
my friends besides me was
Oh
like,
my
CLSN's going to the moon.
Cody.
What is CLSN looking like now? Is that what
Well,
you're
they've
looking
done
at?
a lot of splits, like a lot.
Yeah,
but it's at $3 right now.
Yeah, it's that's pretty close to where they should they're about the same as what they were.
Yeah.
They've split a lot. So they were like 20 something cents a share when all my friends were getting in on this hype.
So to
train,
talk
right?
about how much it's split during that period of time, when it was like 20 cents, the charts say that it was at $7.
Yeah.
So,
So
it's, what
it's
is that?
not doing
1/16th? Is that
Yeah.
a 1/16th
Yeah.
split?
Yeah. So it's not doing good.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's at like 20 something
$30,
cents a
dude.
share, and I'm like, all my friends are like, this
They're-
medicine they're making.
They're
Is,
curing cancer.
yeah. All my friends are like, everybody besides me is on this train of like, CLSN is going to the moon. That's it. That's the investment. And I'm like, no, that's dumb. Biotech is dumb. I lost all my money on biotech. We're not doing that. But I'm like, this is a great stock to flip real quick.
Yes,
right, to
it
day
was.
trade or something.
It was a good
And
trade.
I buy in. I'm like, whatever, I'll buy in, So I put I don't put all my money into it. I put like $400 into it, I think, 400 or 500. And I bought in at 32. You guys had bought in at like 20 something, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it gets to 64 cents, right? So I've doubled my money at this point. I'm like, I'm selling,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Everyone
everyone
should
should sell.
because it's never gone higher than 65 cents.
yes, because it's never gone higher than where it's at right now, and it's not going to.
No.
I sell. No one else does.
Well, I sold
I don't
like
know if
half
you
my
did,
shares. I sold
but
like
most
half, but
people
I was
did.
like,
And so I sell my
Long
shares,
time.
doubled my money, made like $400 or $500 profit, and literally it hit 64, did not go a cent higher, and crashed
And
down
plummeted.
to like 15 cents.
yeah.
So
Well,
like other than the EGLT call, I made some pretty good calls on the stock market.
yeah.
I need to get in the stock market. I never could. I was always really broke whenever you guys were doing it because it
I was the
never,
only one that
like, during
really
the summer.
had
Real Cam did a bit.
Cam
I
had
think
like
Cam did it
200.
When
maybe.
I say like
something.
I was broke,
Probably
like
more.
like I couldn't put like $100 into it. Like
Yeah,
I
I
would have
think-
put $100 into it, I just couldn't.
Cam had like $100 or $200 in it, and Dale had like 1,000 or 2,000 in it.
The
But
problem
I
is
had
like-
like $5,000 in it.
Yeah.
Like I would not if I was to redo it today, I would not I did not invest. I gambled.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I was to redo it, I would put a lot of money into it and be smart. And not just invest in penny
mean,
stock
And
biotech
I don't know that that's the
companies.
thing, but you were doing it wrong. You were investing in penny stock biotech companies.
Well.
Those are, you can make a lot of money off of those if you
Yeah.
day trade them, but they're not long-term investments, and that's what everyone was trying to do. With them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't care enough.
Darren,
So,
teach
yeah.
me your ways of the stock market, but
Well,
you sound
It's
like
really
you're like
not.
2 for
I feel
3.
like it's not. That
I've only really
hard
made
to
one-
learn how to
I mean,
make
I
money.
don't
I
think
made
it
a
is.
few like little bad calls where I lost like maybe like $50 or something, which relatively to the 5,000 I had in it.
Right.
Now I will say when I was doing JNUG and I had like $5,000 in it, I was trading on margin too.
Yeah.
I had like a $3,000 margin from Robinhood, so I was really trading with like $8,000 worth. In JNUG, I played JNUG for the long game, right?
Yeah.
And it hurt. Right, I had to sit there.
Let me.
Cody's probably got chats.
Let
from
me just.
when I had
look
JNUG.
up JNUG.
And so JNUG is a 3x leverage ETF, which means it's very volatile. It swings back and forth constantly, and I'm always just losing my mind because this thing goes down like 20% out of nowhere.
The title of this chat is literally 20K suicide party on hold, and the last reply in it is JNUG GOAT. Like, oh no, I don't even know.
Darren, the first one is talking about RuneScape, Darren.
Yeah.
It was talking about Bitcoin and
remember the
RuneScape.
Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was going to 20K.
Yeah.
That was a good time. I had some money in
What
Bitcoin
is this
then.
message here? I don't know what like this to this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but you just said 5 mil in JNUG. I don't want to read what I said, but
yeah, that's probably for the best.
Someone said that face when your money is safer in JNUG than in RuneScape. Oh no.
Yeah, the time when Bitcoin was going to like 20K, that was an active chat that day.
I remember when Grant had a lot of Bitcoin back in the day.
I think I had more Bitcoin than Grant did.
Yeah, but
back
Grant
in the day.
is poor, relatively.
I mean,
and
like was
he
poor,
was
or
like,
what do you mean?
I could have $1.5 million right now.
Yeah, dude, the Bitcoin that I had back in the day, I don't remember exactly how much it was, but if I had sold it when I sold the rest of the Bitcoin I had at like 16,000, it would have been like $5 million.
Yeah, it feels bad.
Yeah,
Darren, we could have.
Which I don't think I think I still have it, but I don't have the wallet anymore. I can't get it.
Right.
I didn't sell it or give it to anyone. I just lost track of it.
It's just around somewhere.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, Darren.
Yes.
You could probably still sell it for profit, right? Though, right? What's it at now?
Well, if I had
if you could get to it.
Well, I bought it for like I don't even know pennies. I bought it in 2012. But yeah, I can't get it. There's no possible chance of me getting it, right?
Why not?
Because I'd have to have the wallet address.
Take a guess.
That's not a thing.
So basically,
And I'd have to be able to get into it, and it's not possible.
So basically, we could completely fund our game if you wrote stuff down.
Yes.
I mean, I guess.
Fund our game and some.
Well, here's the thing. It's not even like, if I just... At the time, it was like, okay, this is dumb. Like, I don't care about this anymore.
Yeah, that's understandable.
If only.
Word of advice for our younger viewers: if you're going to invest in something, it's probably worth writing down your logins.
No matter what it is.
Yeah. So, if it's not worth keeping your login information, it's probably not worth investing in. Unless you're Darren and you invest in something. Well, we're just going to jump into the next topic here before this gets a little out of hand.
Well, we that came from the mainstream media talk, so
yeah. I mean, no, I mean, that's just how our conversations go. They're always a spiral into the abyss of
whatever's on our minds.
Whatever.
Well, let's backtrack. Where do we come from? We went from mainstream media to Darren eating wasabi to we went from mainstream media to food to eating food off your desk.
No.
Wait,
the mainstream media was after that.
Yeah.
We went into the emoji movie and stuff.
Oh,
mainstream media.
Yeah.
So we can talk about movies.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, wait. Is the camera on me? We're introducing a new segment this week. Very similar to one of our other segments, but has a different name. Movie of the Week. When I edit this, I'm going to put something fancy in there. Some little audio effect. Hello, welcome to Movie of the Week.
It's because we see a movie a week. It's not because it's the movie of the week. It's the movie that we watched this week.
But pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's not like Game of the Week where we pick a game that we love.
We don't watch bad movies, so we watch the emotes.
Only Darren watches bad movies.
And we're starting off on a real strong note of the singular movie because we have 2 movies this week. So
we saw 2 movies last weekend.
Movie of the week off to a real strong start. So we can talk about Sicario first.
Yeah.
Then you guys can. Yeah. Okay. Sicario. Basically.
Sicario Part 2.
Yeah, that's important. So it's the second movie. Bit of background: the first movie is about drug trading from Mexico to the United States. And,
Cartel issues.
Yeah.
The drug war, basically, is what it's about.
And then the second movie honestly seemed like real extreme propaganda. Was basically about Mexicans coming in to the United States.
Not necessarily.
I guess
it was more about people trafficking.
It was more about human trafficking terrorists into the U.S. is what it was.
Yeah.
I think it's Sicario, Day of the Soledad.
Matador, are you trying to say that the Emoji Movie is not a good movie? Because that's what it seems like you're saying right now. So
yeah, Sicario, Day of the Soldado is the title of the second movie.
It very heavily seemed like propaganda. Like,
yeah.
It's like, look at all of these bad people coming into our country.
Well,
build that wall. Like, no, probably not. I feel like
that is a problem to some extent. The cartel does more human trafficking now than it does drugs.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that I should, not volume-wise, but it's
profits.
It's
money
starting to be a bigger problem than the drugs are.
Right? But the statistics don't back up what they're doing.
Right.
The image they're trying to portray. Most of the people that come into the country illegally don't do so over land. Mm-hmm. They do so by boat or by plane.
Yeah.
So I think that's important. I think the movie missed on a lot, but it was high action. It was fun to watch.
I think it's like interesting because it showed how the U.S. has their fingers in like literally everything. Yeah. Like they were funding basically this ghost squadron of ex-U.S. military, CIA, and I don't even know what is Josh Brolin's character. What is he actually?
I don't know who that is.
He's the main white guy.
He was
the main white guy.
He was just he was just hired by like the secretary of something.
But he was something. No. He was literally hired by the Secretary of State. Was who was doing the hiring or whatever. But I don't remember what Delta Force. That's what he was.
Oh yeah.
He was the F before. Right. But yeah, there's like basically this mobile kill squad that's sent into Mexico to start war between the big cartels to fight each other, to eliminate each other from the drug war.
So
and then it wraps off into some other stuff and someone. I'm not going into spoilers, but there's a pretty large twist that was actually fairly realistic. At the end-ish. Yeah. And there's going to be a third.
It was interesting. I think I don't know how much you guys have actually looked into the movie, but there's a lot of like media outlets that are very angry, like saying that it is literally a racist movie. And, like there are a lot of people very angry about it. Let's see. I'm like, if I just type.
Yeah, there's some articles already up there.
Why do people think it's racist?
Let's see. Not sure exactly.
I think it's probably because
I guess what I'm asking is, who do they think it's racist against?
I think it's because they're portraying Mexico as this country that only provides with this.
I don't think they do. I think that's just the part that they're highlighting.
Okay, so this is the article that I saw. It's on NBC News, and it says, Sicario Day of the Soldado is a poorly written blockbuster filled with racist stereotypes. So I guess not necessarily racist, but... and then it says Hollywood should know better.
Does it say what the stereotypes are? I mean, I can assume what they are, but...
I don't really think that it has any racist stereotypes.
Okay, so... Sicario Day of the Soldado, which opens up with the... That doesn't matter.
I mean, I guess you could say it's a stereotype.
Negative border stereotypes.
Talk about the Mexican cartels, but they are Mexican cartels.
Well, I think it's probably because they're talking about the border stuff, like stereotypical border stuff. Stuff happens, though. I wouldn't. I mean,
but I don't even think the movie really is hinting at we need to have more border security.
I think it was just timing, though.
I
it was
think
just it was a
really
horrible
bad
time
timing.
of launch.
Yeah.
So here's what the article says: premiering on a weekend when protesters across the country are decrying Trump's handling of the border crisis. This is a film that relies heavily on every negative border stereotype Fox News could imagine. If Hollywood were collectively
Wow.
serious about actually making a difference in the immigration debate, instead of just raising awareness or throwing money at it, it wouldn't put out movies like this.
Okay, but they're talking about
Like how they
making a
straight up
difference in the
talked about
immigration
Fox
debate,
News.
and they're talking from a very biased standpoint. I feel like because they want Hollywood to make a difference to open immigration more, whereas I think the movie, the creators of the movie think that we need more closed immigration. So it's just a matter of people. You're hearing the vocal minority, I think.
They also make a very good point that like the movie opens up with Islamic suicide bombers, which doesn't have a whole lot to do with the actual plot.
It
Yeah.
has everything to do with
I mean, it literally was saying that they were smuggled in from Mexico, not
They're
got in
saying-
from flying.
Yeah,
Was the point that was made there? But
That's
also,
like the
yeah.
whole. So I mean, obviously, the actual bombing itself doesn't have a whole lot to do with the plot of the movie.
Yeah, it was a very graphic
How the people
bombing.
got there is part of the plot of the movie.
Yeah. But I mean,
But again, that even how they got there statistically is not how people are getting into the country.
right?
Okay, but I don't think that's the issue that they're trying to highlight.
They are highlighting a thing that happens. The
But I'm
movie
saying
does
if they're
highlight a
if
thing
they're
that
if they're
happens.
trying to represent, they're doing it poorly.
I don't think that's
Like,
what they're trying to do.
represent what, our country or what?
Illegal immigration. They're not.
That's not
they're
what
not
I think
doing
they're
it a
trying to
whole
do.
lot of
They're not.
justice.
They do not care
How
about
are they
illegal
not?
immigration. They are not talking about immigration at all. They are talking about people conducting illegal activities, not necessarily people just they're not trying to talk about people that come into our country and want to live here and do it illegally. They're trying to talk about the cartels and other criminal organizations.
Strictly
that
criminal
are-
activity.
Yeah, they're trying to talk about trafficking people across the border.
Literally,
and
the last
conducting
half
illegal
hour of the movie
activities.
is just people that scavenge together enough money to get across the border.
Yeah, but that's not
But
what they're talking about. They're talking
is.
about
Well, I mean, they
people
show-
who are the people who are conducting the activities to bring them over there. They're not talking
They
about people
highlight.
coming into the country.
They don't highlight the people as much
disagree.
because they just have the people sitting there, but they're focused on Alejandro and what's her name, the girl, getting stopped by these cartel bosses that are running the trafficking organizations.
Right.
I
Like,
do not think
it
that the
doesn't
movie
really
at all
show
is trying
them.
to talk about immigration in the
The
slightest.
the only thing that they show that has to deal
disagree
with
with
like legal immigration or whatever is the kid and how he's there and his cousins are there, but his family's on the other side trying to get across. That's the only thing that they kind of talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, but literally, that like when they're boarding the bus, that is them paying to get across the border.
Yeah, they're
Right? That's
highlighting
immigration.
the
That
trafficking.
is just illegal immigration. It's not trafficking. They're not being abducted. The people are
They
going.
do traffic people though. That's how they traffic people. They obviously you can pay them for them to take you across the border, but that's all
don't-
part of their trafficking
I don't-
services.
I mean, they're still smuggling you in.
I do not think
You're
that
paying to be
immigration is
smuggled
what
in.
this movie is trying to present to people. I don't think that immigration is the topic of this movie at all.
Okay,
I
trafficking.
think that's what people are.
Human trafficking is
relating
the.
it to.
I feel like so. I don't think your definition of trafficking is right.
Okay, then it's
Human
smuggling.
trafficking
Human smuggling.
is the trade of humans for the purpose of forced labor, sexual slavery, or commercial sexual exploitation. Right.
That's
What-
what the cartel does.
What they are doing in that movie is people are physically giving them money so that they can go into the United States.
Yeah, but they're being
That is not
smuggled in.
trafficking.
They are being
Yeah.
smuggled in
I
by the
agree
cartel.
Through
with
the
that.
same
Smuggling,
channels
yes,
that they
they
do
are.
the trafficking through. It's
No, I mean, they
immigration
don't show
is-
any trafficking in
well,
the,
yeah,
in the
but
movie. though.
immigration is not what this movie's trying to present to people. I think that's what people are relating it to because that's the hot topic right now. But
I mean, that might not be the point, but that's what it's doing.
It is sparking debate, whether
Yeah,
it's that
right.
intentional or
But
not.
whether or not that's the goal, I mean, that's what good movies do well. Is you have a general plot line, but then there's a bunch of other derivatives of that you can talk and discuss. Right? Just because it's not the main point plot doesn't mean that is not something that they hint at, which is Hispanics or whatever paying to come into the United States.
Paying the cartel to bring them in.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
But yeah,
whatever.
which I mean, it happens every day.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a movie about ICE hunting down people trying to sneak into the country. It was about combating against the cartels by attacking a cartel, making them think that it was the other cartel attacking them, kidnapping
I think
daughters
the
and stuff.
highlight here was the shady inner workings of the government with criminal organizations.
Yeah.
No, I agree with like so obviously I agree that the main point line is cartels, right? And I get like that they also want to discuss the United States government doing things that aren't legal.
I would even say
I'm
that
just saying
it was...
that I understand why people could say this probably isn't the best film to be putting out right now, and that there are probably some stereotypes there that are I don't know what the right word is, that are basically over portrayed in comparison to what actually is happening. I don't think that takes away from the movie a ton.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that I see why people could want to talk about that.
I think the third movie is going to be interesting because they made it seem like they were specifically talking about Sicario means hitman in Spanish, or I'm pretty sure is what that translates to. Or that's what they call him. And the end of the second movie hints that the third movie is specifically going to be about the hitmen aspect of cartels. And the U.S. government, I guess.
I think it's mainly an issue because of the time that it is being presented. It's at a time when like the country is so divisive over the issue that people and you just have people that just want to be upset about things, right?
Yeah.
For example, a movie that is put out about like World War II, for example, people are like, oh, this is historical context and this is important and whatever. I mean, this is a similar thing for U.S. history. It's just coming out while it's happening. You know, it's current events, right? Like that's fine to be doing. I just think that people are trying to be upset. You know, I think that's just kind of the nature of it. Is people look for things that they can be upset about and talk about. You know, that's just natural. I mean, that's what we're doing.
They had a lot of stereotypes towards American government in it as well. Like one of the scenes, he's trying to get information from somebody and literally is using a predator drone to watch over his house and then strikes his house with the predator drone. And you know, the government hires all these shady mercenaries to start this war, including a ex-cartel like basically enforcer / hitman, because that's what Alejandro is. Literally, like the cartel killed his family and now he's a hitman to kill the cartel.
You killed my family.
Yeah. So like and the government's working with him, you know. It really shows like, I don't want to say like historically accurate US portrayal, but I mean there is unclassified documentation talking about how stuff like this has happened. CIA gets involved in countries they probably shouldn't be involved in and then causes issues, and you know, I mean that's South America.
Right.
Is
Yeah.
you know, Cuba.
The fact of the matter, I mean, there's always going to be stuff that we just don't know about.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and that's understandable. I don't know how much is actually true. I mean, I doubt any of it is exactly corresponded to a real event.
No, definitely not.
But I'm sure stuff like that has happened before.
I mean, people have imaginations, and if someone is, you know, especially now, if someone's on the internet saying, "Oh, the American government caused this war to happen," blah blah blah, you know, why would a director not grab that and say, "Oh, we can make a movie about this," you know? Because it's entertaining. The movie is very entertaining.
Yeah.
Either, you know,
well, I think
for
it's
an action film.
I think it's also important to note that, like, you know, a lot of people are blowing up about stereotypes, but a lot of really, really famous movies use stereotypes to their advantage.
Oh, there's a ton of stuff.
You can think of like Inglourious Bastards or
Any Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino movie.
Like,
but Django Unchained is like
that's what
is the movie is completely racist. I mean, we could say that just because of the time. It portrays a racist time historically in our country and is not shy about exposing that and showing that. Like, it says the F word a record amount of times. I think Wolf of Wall Street is like with it. It says the N word more than any other film.
Leonardo DiCaprio
Both
movies.
Leonardo DiCaprio movies. And they're very open about it. Tarantino is not shy about showing the
No, but
gritty
you can't
stuff.
go. You can't go watch a Tarantino movie and expect that.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And not expect.
Right.
Yeah, but those crash zooms though.
You bring crash zooms back into movies.
I
Come on,
love
Hollywood.
Tarantino. Tarantino's my favorite director.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
for sure.
Is my favorite director, but yeah, beyond that.
That's pretty.
But on to the second movie, a lighter topic, kind of.
Oh,
Jurassic
Yeah.
World.
yeah.
Part
saw
2
you guys.
again. Part
Yeah.
2 again.
Yeah, Jurassic World, dude. New
We saw it a
Jurassic
day
World
after we
movie.
saw Sicario.
Yeah. Jurassic World was pretty good. I
was
thought. I liked where they. So I don't really have as much to say about the movie specifically itself and the plot line of that movie. I have more to talk about with where they took the
No spoilers.
franchise as a whole.
No spoilers.
You know.
As much as we can.
Yeah. It seems like they're taking the franchise as a whole down a more, I don't know if I want to say darker path, but like a more I feel like the first Jurassic World, right, was more of like a, I don't want to say a kids movie, right, but it's geared towards families, where adults can watch it and enjoy it, kids can watch it and enjoy it, and adults can find the underlying themes in it. And I think what they're doing now is they're kind of moving it more into a more violent themed.
It is going to be what I draw similarities to is like the Planet of the Apes franchise, where the first movie was like, oh, this ape is learning and this is kind of, kids can watch this, and then the second movie it becomes very violent, and then
You're talking
the third
just about the new,
the
new
new
ones,
trilogy.
yeah.
And then the new movie is like, it's literally a war between them, and it's very violent and dark.
Yeah.
And Jurassic World is going down that path, like you said. And I'm not going to say any spoilers, but at the end, it really puts into perspective where they're going.
The consequences of their actions.
Yeah.
Also.
So like, the plot theme of the movie was like, we shouldn't have dabbled with genetics. We shouldn't have brought back things that we shouldn't do.
Well, I think the plot theme of the movie wasn't necessarily that we shouldn't have done that. I mean, I think that is a statement they make in the movie. But I think the concept of the movie is this has been done.
Yeah.
Talking back to the first Jurassic Park movie, right?
Yeah.
They're saying this happened, and it's not something that we can just put back in the bag. We opened Pandora's box and it's not closing again, right?
Yeah.
We did this one time and now people know how to do it, and we're, it's not something we can stop.
I think
So now the question is, we need to eradicate the problem, but is that ethical?
Yeah, because they're animals still, and they've been living freely for, I don't know, how 5 years after Jurassic World is a set. Some we'll say like 5-10 years or so.
Yeah.
But there is a very interesting thing that occurs that's like a twist in the movie that they don't really talk about that much. Was the girl?
Yeah.
The little girl. I'm not gonna give any spoilers away.
The implications of that.
But
there's like one statement, and they don't really
don't talk
expand
about
on
it
it
all.
or anything, but it has massive implications.
Like, it was one of those things to where I was like, did they really, like, they really just said that? Like, weird,
I
would have
kinda
implications
some
to the real
problem
world.
with that because the girl that it was about didn't have like any reaction to it.
Yeah, she kind of just stared at the person that told her.
Yeah.
And you're just like, that is odd. It kind of was like something I didn't think about at the time because it was like right in the middle of an action scene. It was like one of those things to where
they just dropped this huge bomb right in the middle.
It was
of an
like one of
action
those
scene.
things where this action seems happening. There's dinosaurs running everywhere. Something's headbutting walls, right? And then they're just like, oh, by the way, this, and I'm just kind of staring at the screen like, whoa. And I'm pretty sure I missed like 5 minutes of the movie because I'm just like, they really just said that without any context at all. And I mean, they teased at it a little bit, but it wasn't anything like, like, it was weird, unusual.
Yeah.
But it was a very good movie. I really enjoyed the direction that they're taking. I think that expands it because Jurassic World was basically just Jurassic Park remade. It felt like it was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was scared that this one was going to be like Jurassic
it's
Park
like the same
3
thing
remade.
you have with it's like the same thing you have with Star Wars Episode 7 New Hope Part 2.
Yeah. Where it's just like a reoccurrence of history that's happening.
Yeah. Where
I mean,
well, at least with Jurassic World it was different. It was the same plot line, but it had new stuff. When with the Star Wars Episode 7, it was just like a carbon copy remake of A New Hope.
It was Jurassic World and Jurassic Park. I thought this one was going to be like Jurassic Park 3, I think it is, when they bring the dinosaurs to the mainland or whatever, and then it causes issues. And this is like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is that, except expanded heavily and shows implications from what's about to happen. And the ending is very good. I really enjoyed how they were like, this is how it's going to be now. Good luck. That's good.
Sorry, I sent a tweet with our recent YouTube video. Check it out. Thanks.
There we go.
Smile.
Sell out.
Well,
Shameless self.
Let's get on some Elon train. Speaking of technology expanding,
let's go.
Elon did something very awesome the past few days.
Yes. So I got a little article ready to go right here. Titled "Elon Musk Built a Submarine to Rescue Thailand Kids." Here's what it looks like. Joke's on you. We didn't move a monitor up here, so we can't show you what it looks like.
But the background of this is, I don't know if you guys have heard. I just started reading about this yesterday, I think, because Reddit was talking about one of the divers died
I've
from it.
been reading about it for a few days, but I keep up on Elon Musk.
It's a soccer team that's stuck in a cave that's filled with water, and they've been there for a while.
Like a couple weeks.
And they've had divers go in and try to save them, and a diver actually passed away, died from it, from lack of oxygen. And so everyone's trying to scramble to figure out what to do. And then, of course, big boy Elon Musk comes up and is like, hey, I got a solution for that.
Yeah, and this kind of fits right into Elon's what he does, I guess, because it all started because just some random person tweeted at him, hey, you should help these people.
Yeah. And he was like okay, I'll quit sleeping under my desk at Tesla and start working on this.
I don't, Elon Musk is getting all the attention for it, but I don't think he really has anything personally to do with it.
No.
And he's highlighted that himself, I think. It's really a team of SpaceX and Boring Company engineers that are doing it.
They're basically just fusing two technologies together, literally.
Yeah.
So let's see.
They're using like a SpaceX hull that has been redesigned to fit a child, and they're going to try to send it down using Boring Company technology to get it down there, and then bring it back up with a kid inside.
Yeah.
I don't know that solves the problem of the coach that's down there with them, because the thing is pretty small. I don't know if like an adult human could fit in it. But I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. But I think their priority is getting the kids out, though.
There's if you go on Twitter and go on Elon Musk pages right now, there's videos and pictures of it. They're like dive testing it in a pool in LA right now. Probably, I don't know what their time frame would be. Probably urgent though, obviously. So maybe in a day or so, certainly by the next week. We'll probably see videos on Reddit and Twitter and stuff of them actually pulling the kids out. Which would be awesome. Elon has said this a lot about how, he's not doing this specifically. He's not the one that's coming up with all this stuff. But just him being the face of these companies that are doing this is what makes it good. Because, if this was all underground stuff and this is still happening, the publicity is really good because it shows that people still care about the world.
Right. Yeah. I wonder how much of what Elon does is just publicity. Like, I feel like it's hard to know.
I think it's kind of a circle. So I mean, he does stuff for publicity, but the publicity, gains more traction with Tesla and SpaceX and Boring Company, and those are all. I mean, you can call them companies and stuff for a profit, but at their core, they're all humanitarian efforts, really.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter if he does it for publicity. Like, it just matters that he does it. But like as a guy with a psych degree, I'm curious. Like, is he actually just like the
face.
people's person?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
He is really good with people. Like, he's hilarious on Twitter, and he's very he like. I hope it's him that's responding to this and not some agent.
It is.
Yeah, I'm fairly confident.
I would assume so.
That it is.
The way he
but
acts would lead me to believe that he'd be very personable. Like,
They
he's one of those guys that like you could sit down and have a drink with.
Yeah.
He feels like that
Yeah.
kind of like relatable person, even though he's worth like so much money.
I don't
It's a
a
lot.
lot.
Elon Musk doesn't really make that much money now. He made his fortune, and now he's using that.
Yeah.
He doesn't really make.
He's not
money
like
off of
Jeff.
his own efforts.
We talked about it before. Like he doesn't make a salary.
He
He's
makes
just
less
like,
than the average.
Yeah.
Than his average
It's
employee.
like what,
Yeah.
95 cents more than his average employee?
No, he
no,
makes
he,
less.
He doesn't make
He makes
a salary.
he makes
Oh, no.
like
He
64% of what
he
his
makes
average people
95 cents to the dollar of what his. That was
Maybe.
the
No.
wasn't that
No.
the thing we
He
saw?
makes
You pulled up.
he
that?
makes 64%
Yeah.
of his average.
Average.
employee.
We looked at a statistic a while ago that
It's
showed
64%.
Yeah. Well, there were other numbers on that too. I mean that you are
Yeah.
right, but like
Yeah.
I don't know what else there was.
Yeah.
that. It was like CEO to company
Yeah.
average. Like,
That was that number.
AT&T was the highest. It was like 360 something.
yeah.
Yeah, which is surprising, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Amazon wasn't even that high,
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah,
because
I think it was like third, but I mean,
Mhm.
when you're making that much money,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, yeah. And so when it comes to Elon, he literally doesn't make a salary. It's just like when he decides there's something he wants to do, he just sells shares,
Yeah.
which is pretty funny.
hmm
But mad respect for him. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. I respect that though, because then you make as much as you like put into your company, like directly. Like if your company's doing bad one day and you need money, well, you better hope that your company does better the next day. And I feel like that's a bit of an incentive for him to just constantly keep pushing.
But I don't think that he needs a financial incentive. I think that he's
Driven.
He's very driven to progress humanity.
Yes.
Is his incentive.
Yeah. Thank goodness we have someone like him, honestly, because Lord knows Earth is probably just going to be a ball of fire here before long.
Yeah.
Or flooded, one of the two. I don't know. Probably both.
Probably both
Yeah.
at the same time.
Some weird way. It's going to be like the Cuyahoga
Half
River.
of the Earth is going to be a big forest fire, and half of the Earth is just going to be.
It's going to
out
be
in
Lake
ocean.
Erie.
Yeah, Lake Erie.
Lake
What-
Erie back in the day when it caught on fire.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, whatever. I'd be okay with that. It'd be kind of cool to see from Mars. So,
We have two stars in our solar system, just Earth and the sun.
yeah.
We're just chilling on Mars.
The Earth is flat.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
hard to
come
argue
on,
with.
dude. Don't bring that up.
Nah, it's hollow. You dig down 100
No, I'm
feet,
pretty
you
sure-
get to- you just get to empty space.
I'm
and
pretty
fall
sure
to
it's
the
a
other
cube.
side.
I'm pretty sure it's a cube.
Okay.
What if?
What are you talking about? Like
What if
Minecraft?
it's
You
just a
dig down.
What if it's just a tesseract?
We're
you
just
know,
living
you
in a
can't see
tesseract.
all of it.
I love how you just like said the Earth was Minecraft. You go down like 100, and then you just fall into the void. Get through that.
You gotta
Bedrock.
break through that bedrock. Yeah.
Yeah. Break your lasers out, cut through it.
Oh, man. Wow, dude. Minecraft in 2018.
Darren was playing Minecraft in 2018.
I
Oh,
was,
that's
dude.
true.
I,
Yeah.
I like to dabble every once.
It
in
is
a
fun.
while now.
It's fun like once a year.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I played a few times, but you know, I
It was
I
never
play
fun
it for like
for
a
me.
couple days.
It was never fun playing on 2 FPS with 300 mods.
Yeah.
It was never a great
We
time.
did
for
have
me, but
the one Feed the Beast that we did was like there was like 260
Okay,
mods.
here is the thing. You guys say the one. I've played pretty much every mod pack in existence.
Well, yeah.
So
I
every
haven't.
we'll say popular mod pack. You know,
yeah.
all the ones that people know of.
One of the massive ones that we did with all the adventure stuff and all the mystical stuff, and then the one where we were in underground and the dirt stick mistaked.
Oh, that was Craft of the
downstairs.
Titans.
Yeah, Craft of the Titans.
I don't matter. We just got timed out.
Probably for all
Dude.
caps.
Yeah, let's see. Reason: stop spamming symbols. I think it's because you used too many periods.
Yeah. Yeah, tone back that Nightbot, dude.
Sorry, dude. It's not my fault.
It is your fault.
How is it my fault?
You're the guy.
You're the guy, dude.
How?
You're the guy. You're in
Darren
charge of this
literally
guy.
has all the streaming stuff on his computer.
I don't have Nightbot. You control Nightbot.
Whoa.
Nightbot's online. It's
you set
nightbot.tv.
it up, so that means that you can do it.
I mean, yeah, I can do it, but I
You're the guy.
didn't want to. Okay.
You're the guy.
Let's see.
Yeah, we restarted that Craft of the Titans server like 15 times. I don't even know because we just kept dying.
Oh man, dude, the one time the dirt dongle, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Right when we first got the dirt dongle, me and Ken were down there. And
Well, we
we're
didn't
like,
know what it did.
what's a dirt dongle do? So I just smacked it, and then the server broke, and I was like,
That was great.
oh,
The server
Oh,
didn't
God.
break. It just there were lots
it
of
stopped.
mobs.
It
and-
stopped for a second because
Yeah.
50 by 50 by 50 block of dirt was removed
Yeah.
and then or added.
No, it removes dirt. It just removes a 50 by 50 by 50 space.
No, doesn't it put dirt where that space is?
Yeah, but there are some there's like different modes, and it's like by default not set to replace.
Yeah, so there was about
something like
700 mobs that just fell into our main area, and we were running around screaming for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Ken, it's on Ken's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It was
It
pretty.
was a good time.
it was
Craft of
pretty
the
great.
Titans 2 is out now.
Is it really?
Yeah, it just came
Oh,
out
no.
like 2 weeks ago.
So I
Darren.
just want to clarify really quick. Of all of the spam protection we have, there's only 2 that are on. Blacklist words and phrases, which we have no words and phrases blacklisted. Probably shouldn't have said that, but it's true. And excess symbols. Those were the only 2 that were on. I changed excess symbols to allow 30. So
They don't matter,
send
or you
more
can
than
spam
that.
them.
I mean, you're probably just gonna get modded
Eric,
at some point.
The start of that
Yeah.
server was a gold mine for content. Okay, it was not
Yeah.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
It was just so funny all the time.
Yeah.
And
We're,
then
we're gonna have to do Craft of the Titans 2 at some
yeah, we
point.
we
See
gotta
if I can
rally the
get my
troops.
see if I can get my other vehicle in a river.
We gotta we gotta rally the troops, and
Thanks, Chad.
we gotta get us 3. We gotta have Ben actually hook up his computer.
Yeah.
We gotta get Ken and Rachel.
Here's my problem. Here's my problem with doing these super crazy mod packs. I lose interest after like 10 hours.
Well, you gotta start.
Me-
You gotta do a mod pack, and then you gotta complete a mod. So what I always do is I usually try to do blood magic for about an hour, and then I get bored because it sucks, and then I go try to find something else.
Well, here's the thing: is that it depends on what mods you like, right? So like, you know, for me, I only really like to do tech mods. That's kind of my thing, right? Jack likes to do like magic mods and stuff, and I don't really know what you guys prefer.
Yeah.
But I feel like Ian, you like to do the same stuff that Jack does
Yeah.
for the most part. And some of that stuff like blood magic is a pretty late game mod. You know, you don't get into that right away.
It takes forever.
Yeah, and the reason that it takes, it's not that blood magic itself takes forever. It's that getting to the point where you can do
Yeah.
blood magic
Yeah.
takes forever.
Yeah.
So by the time that you get to the point that you get to use that mod, you're burnt out on the game.
Yeah.
Just in total, you're burnt out on the game. And so if you only like the mods that come in late game, then that's where you're gonna have a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
You know. For me, I like tech mods a lot, and a lot of those come in late game.
You and Ben just like to organize.
I
things
go
as
out of-
computers.
Yes, I go out of my way to get tech mods early.
Yeah.
Like we had digital storage way before we should have.
Yeah,
in-
I just
in,
remember I left one night and came back the next morning, and you're like, "Hey, by the way, we have digital storage," and I was like,
Yeah.
what? We're not even. We don't even have a like fortified.
I come up
base
with
yet.
crazy systems to make that happen. Back in the day, really before you guys got into Minecraft at all, when we were playing like the OG Feed the Beast packs. This was before they had all these crazy computer mods and everything, and like the most advanced mod was Red Power, and
I remember
basically
those
had
Red Power
like
ones.
advanced redstone features, and Buildcraft had some like logistics pipes, but we made this like crazy sorting system,
Yeah.
you know, out of like it did essentially put items into chests and grabbed items from
Yeah.
it had specific chests for certain things, and it was basically like what you have now with refined storage and applied energistics, but
We should have jumped on that.
redstone.
We should have jumped on that Minecraft YouTube channel back in the day and did all these mod packs.
I mean, I used to do a lot with Minecraft on like 7 Sins. They had a big server
Yeah.
that,
Oh, really?
that I ran.
Yeah. Minecraft to
stuff.
me is honestly boring as
I
hell.
love it.
Well,
I really just can't.
I think the
stand it.
problem
You
that
get out what
have
you
with
put into it.
Minecraft is that you haven't really played any big mod packs.
Yeah.
I mean, you've done some of the startups of some with us, but
Yeah.
you've never really played a big mod pack.
That's my problem
long-term,
is getting
right?
to the point where it's enjoyable. I never
It
make
it
there.
is painful in the beginning whenever you're like grinding to we need this, we need that.
It depends on the pack you're playing too. The problem that you guys have with playing with us, this is your problem, Cody. When you play with us, like me, Ben, we're at the point where we play like really hard expert mode packs, right?
Yeah.
And you're not at that point. You don't
Yeah.
know the mods like we do, and you know.
Well, and I always join late, and you guys always spend way more hours than I do. So I'm just
Yeah.
like I'm chopping iron, and you guys have
That's part of the reason I like to
ME
play.
systems and stuff.
That's
so-
part of the reason I like to play solo is because
You don't get left
a lot of
behind.
the mod packs are so based on progression, right? And if you
Yeah.
play multiplayer and you have 3 people putting in 16 hours a day on
Yeah.
it, and then you're playing, maybe an hour or 2 a day, you miss all of that, and you
Yeah.
don't.
And
you don't
that's
get to
the
see
thing,
that, right?
especially with like those the Titan mods. There's like an adventure aspect to it, and if
Mhm.
you're behind in your weapons and armor and stuff, you're just gonna get
See,
slaughtered every
and the
fight.
the thing that I do is I'm always behind in my weapons and armor and stuff until we get to Draconic Evolution. Then I just slaughter all of them. But Draconic Evolution, best mod. So Draconic Evolution is sort of like a tech dragon magic mod, but it's very technical, and I'm like the only one in our group that has any experience with using it.
Yeah.
But it's super late game, like last mod you do pretty much, because it requires like millions of power a second
Yeah.
to do anything with, but you can make some crazy armor. So like Jack always has the best armor in the game, right?
Mhm.
For most of the game, and then we get to Draconic Evolution, and I'm like, hey Jack, I just flew past you. How fast are you going?
And Wrath of the Titans has like a really, really good mix of all of those mods. Like
Yeah.
I really like adventure mods
What
where
did I just press?
you have to farm through mobs and stuff to like raid dungeons and stuff.
Mhm.
And Darren and Ben obviously like to build computers and sorting systems and stuff.
I built a computer literally once I was playing Minecraft from my text editor.
Yeah.
We had a computer controlling like our reactor and everything, and controlling a bunch of our digital stuff. And I set up a computer in game that would pull code for that computer from a GitHub and then run it on the
Yeah.
computer.
How
in
much?
game,
How
and I
many
would write the
reactors have
computer
you
in it.
self-destructed? 2?
Only the one. Only the one.
Only one.
Yeah.
All right.
Darren gets to a point to where he gets bored eventually, depending on what we're doing,
And I
then
just grief.
he just griefs and blows up reactors.
That's the only thing I ever
Nuclear
enjoyed
reactors.
doing in Minecraft. Like when we had Minecraft set up on the high school
Oh my
computers,
goodness, dude!
that
I just
I'm not
remember
gonna go
making
into-
Thomas cry.
I was literally about to say I'm not going to go into too much detail because bullying is a bannable offense on Twitch, but
Hey.
it's too late for that.
It's fine.
GG.
Just poured lava on his house and he got really upset.
Well, the problem is that like we all had, I don't know what it's called, like could fly and whatever, and admin, modder, I don't know what it
Operator.
was. You could do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
And then everyone else that joined at the high school, they didn't have anything. So like, for example, you set the world spawn point and then
Well-
you just put lava on it, and anyone else that joins just dies
Well,
instantly.
no, here's the thing. So that all happened, and Thomas made his own server, and I was.
Shout out to Thomas, dude.
I'm a very
What a guy.
I'm a very technical person or whatever, so I get my way in and I get my self operator and I can just run like /kill or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
You know.
remember running into the CAD lab and was like, who keeps killing me? And Darren and Jose are just laughing. It's like, oh no.
It started getting pretty ugly.
Remember when I shut down all the computers?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one. So our school did this thing. I don't remember exactly what they did, but it was like they set up all the computers. So you weren't running. The computers were running Windows XP or Vista, something like that.
Yeah.
And they had it set up to run like. It opened an Internet Explorer, right? When you booted up the computer, you didn't know it was
yeah.
Internet Explorer, but that's what it was running through. And it was powered by like Citrix or something.
Yeah.
And basically just opened a Windows Server VPS, more or less, on each computer. And but it was all through the same VPS or something. I don't remember their exact setup, but I made just a batch file and ran it on one computer that basically just made a new. I don't remember exactly what I did. I made a new text file with just one character in it, and then it started a new process of itself and looped.
Yeah.
So each instance of it. So I started it and made a text file, then started another process that made a text file, and these are looping. So now you have
It's
two of them
exponential,
creating a new
yeah.
process, and goes on, and it shut down like the entire system at some point.
Yeah.
And it was just stupid that it was that easy to do, and they couldn't find out what happened.
Yeah, Kyle was freaking out. I just remember Kyle was our tech guy at school. We were all pretty good friends with him because we were all tech guys. And I remember Kyle came running there. He's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's happening. And like our other tech guy is funny.
Well, I mean, the thing is that I don't know how much control he had over it because it's all remote VPS is controlled by Citrix, right? So it's all on whoever is the running that.
Yeah, but of course Kyle gets the brunt of it because they're like, Kyle, we need you to fix this right now. And Kyle was like,
all the computers
were
broken for like
a
day or two.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, those are some good.
Because I put it in like the startup programs.
We've done a lot of stuff. A lot of our high school stuff was.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff.
So we managed to get out of that too. It was like locked away, so you couldn't get to the actual computer. But what the mistake they made, every computer was logged in as an administrator, but they were just you couldn't get to the actual computer you were on itself, so you just had access to everything once you got out of it. And me and Jack spent like a week just hunting for ways to get out of this thing, and finally we found it. I don't remember exactly what we did, but that's how we found out that it opens Internet Explorer too.
Yeah.
I just think it was funny that you put Minecraft on one computer and like within a day it was on every single computer that I got on.
Yeah.
Well, we just put it on the network drive.
Yeah.
So I'd be playing Minecraft in one class, go to my next class, play Minecraft on a different computer in that class.
And then they got wise to it. So we did some real crazy techniques to get them off the trail. We just renamed the file.
Yeah.
And it threw them off for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I remember that because I jumped in it and I was like, I'm playing Minecraft in class because I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
I got on. Couldn't find it, so I'm pretty sure I texted Jack and I was like, Jack, where's the Minecraft? And he was like, oh, it's in this file.
Yeah.
I just jumped in that file.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It was another game. What else? GoldenEye? Was it GoldenEye?
Halo was on there for a
the
while,
original
too.
Halo.
Yeah, I remember that. Mr. Brunker was really mad one day because there was like 15 of us playing. It was like me and Will and John, all of us playing. And we were just screaming at each other from across the room.
Mr. Brunker, man.
And Mr.
Shout out
Brunker-
if you're watching.
Mr. Brunker
Gold
was
Lambos, dude.
Mr. Brunker was like,
Oh
why are
my
you guys
gosh.
playing Halo? And I was like, you can want to play Halo too? And he's like, no. And he's like, no one's allowed to play Halo. I'm like, why?
Mr. Brunker was there when I broke the computers.
Yeah.
I did it in his classroom.
Dude, I did a lot of stuff in Mr. Brunker's class. What a goat, dude.
Mr. Yerman was the one that just didn't care for me.
Dude. So shout out to our chemist. Did we do this in chemistry or biology when we went out and did the
Biology.
creek and stuff, right?
Bio.
Yeah. So we went and did this thing. There's a creek outside of the high school, right? And we went and did this thing for 2 or 3 months in biology that we studied the
wet
microorganisms,
the water in the creek and stuff, and this whole whatever. I don't even remember what we did.
No,
But I was like, he was like, I really want to make like a big thing of the creek and show different points of what we did or whatever. And I was like, well, I could blow up like an image in Photoshop or something of get a bird's eye view of the creek and blow it up in Photoshop and whatever.
Yeah.
And we just print out a bunch of pieces of paper and
Glue them
staple together, And he's like, well, that'd be pretty good. You want to do that instead of because this was like we finished out the year with this project basically, right? And he was like, well, if you do that, you don't have to take the exam.
Yeah.
So I basically just got a picture, scaled it up in Photoshop while I printed it out and didn't have to take my exam. And got a
Yeah,
record
dude.
on it.
Yerman was
Which
awesome.
it didn't even matter anyways because he has a bunch of computers in his classroom. And he gave us the exam and then left.
Yeah.
Everybody just went and looked up the answers on the computer. So
True.
Yeah, our high school days were good.
That's hard to argue.
I didn't do a single homework assignment senior year and passed with all.
I never did homework.
Yeah,
Mr. Young's class. Remember what was it? It was like algebra plus or
yeah,
something, dude. I don't remember.
This
When we
story
had
is
that
good.
together. Was that freshman
Algebra
year?
2.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember which one we had together.
That's one of my favorite stories from you, Darren.
Because we were in like honors algebra 2 or whatever.
No, the best story is the 3-foot wide spider.
Oh. Oh man.
That was like I've seen scary movies. I've played scary games. There is nothing that is worse than when you're like, oh, look, someone put a little plastic spider on the ground. Look, it's funny. And then you kick it, and then it runs 700 miles an hour towards you.
So,
Darren can attest this thing was not from this planet. It moved almost near the speed of light. And I'll let you tell. It's better from your perspective, so you tell the story.
so we go into our science class, right? If you ever had a science class that had like those black top tables
Yeah.
that like two people sit
The
at,
long
you know?
ones, yeah.
Yeah.
So me and Cody sit together in this class, right? And we walk in, and there's this. I mean, literally, this is not an exaggeration.
Yeah.
This big.
It's probably 7 feet wide.
Yeah, this is about how big it is. Not an exaggeration.
Like, not a joke.
Sitting
Yeah.
under the table, right?
Yeah.
And we are dead convinced. Like,
It's
I am terrified of spiders, and I am not afraid of this thing at all.
because we're sitting
I'm
there
like,
for 5 minutes. It doesn't move.
yeah, I'm like, this thing's just a rubber, spider toy.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
And, Cody, we're just sitting there watching this thing. We're like, that's not real. That's just like
No.
a rubber spider, dude. We're like, I'm sitting at this table,
Yeah.
and it's under there, and that's like where we're at. you know?
Yeah.
And Cody's like, dude, I'm gonna move this thing because I don't want to hear. And he pokes it with his foot, right? And this thing takes off, right? And like just first instinct, I just smash it, right? Just stomp on it, and just blood and guts everywhere.
That's
That's
thing
how
was,
big it was.
Yeah.
Like it was like if I smashed a squirrel with my foot,
Yeah.
right? This thing
About the
was
same
crazy.
size, honestly.
And like so the teacher wasn't in the room when this happened. This was like right before the class started, and all of the girls in the room collectively just scream as loud as possible. The teacher comes in, there's just a pool of blood on the floor. And
just guts.
and he's
And
like
it
he
was
is mad.
Yeah.
He
Because it's
was
like a physical science or earth science class.
He
He's
was
like protect the environment. and all
so
that.
mad that I killed this spider.
And I was like,
And
dude,
I'm
that
like,
thing
dude, it was
kill
gonna
me.
eat us.
Yeah,
Like, you
it
don't
was-
understand. It was self-defense.
It was like one of those things. It was like it's.
And
in-
I'm so happy that there were other people there that saw it because we didn't have like a pet spider or anything
No.
in any of our classes. I don't know where this thing came from, but it was literally like a
space. That thing was not from this earth. Okay, let's clarify. I am to this day. I mean, this was 6-7 years ago. Maybe.
more than that.
I can't
It's
even
like
remember.
8
Was that
years-
freshman
8 or 9
year?
years ago? Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
God, we're old.
yeah, yeah. I still look.
Here's the
just,
thing.
just like 70 pounds more. but,
Here's
like,
the thing. Darren
Yeah, it was terrifying.
exaggerates spider sizes all the time.
This is not an exaggeration.
The way that Cody is like backing up the story and other people were there makes me like
I'm
like
not
there's
really.
spiders-
There were a lot
afraid
of other people
there's
there.
spiders like this big that Darren's like, oh dude, it was like the size of a baseball. And I'm like, no,
Like
it
I
wasn't,
am.
Darren.
I am not like super. Like I don't like spiders, but I'm not like afraid of them.
Yeah.
But this thing, like, it came at me like it was trying to eat me. Like it was inches away from
I saved
ending
your
my
life.
life. Yeah, Darren saved my life that day. Not a joke. So, I don't know.
You know, when I said all the girls collectively screamed as loud as they could, I think yours was the loudest one.
well, that was still squeaky. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't go
we
through
used to call
puberty
him
until I was
Mouse.
like 73.
that was Mouse Cody still.
Yeah,
Yeah, we used to call him Mouse, dude.
Yeah, like my voice didn't drop until like sophomore year.
Yeah.
Maybe like
Dude, you know what we need to watch next podcast?
Should I plug
No,
it?
we're not watching that.
Yes,
Should I
yes,
plug
We're
it?
not
we are.
watching that.
We are.
We're not watching.
If
We
you
have
go
to
if you go on YouTube,
We're gonna watch it.
No,
And you
no,
type it.
We're gonna
end the
watch it next
stream.
week.
End the stream. No.
watch it next week.
We're watching next week. We got a surprise for you. It's a video of Cody back in high school. Was that even high school? Was that middle
Yeah,
school?
that was 9th grade when we. So that was when Science Olympiad. When you were in 9th grade, you still
That was
played on
good
the middle
time.
school team.
Yeah.
It was in Mrs. Riley's classroom because
Why?
we're in high school, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about science Olympiads. So
Yeah,
we
it
just went out on whatever. And that was on what was the little camera back then?
The flip.
The
Yeah.
flip.
Yeah.
Oh,
Connor
dude.
almost flipped, dude. I'm pretty sure it says it in the description, but I was watching Lord of the Rings and I see this huge spoiler. Yeah.
Dude, funny story.
Yeah.
When I first moved into my house, we had some boxes, and there was a book in one of the boxes that had a spider on the cover, right? And it was like a very unrealistic spider. It was like a silhouette of a spider on the cover, right, or whatever. And I don't remember who was here, but someone threw the book at me, like, because they know I'm afraid of spiders, and I freaked
Wait,
out.
didn't you throw your phone across the room because a spider was on it?
No, that's another story. Hold on. Let me finish this one. But they throw this book at me, and I'm like, I start freaking out, right? I'm like, but they think I'm freaking out because of the spider on the book. There was an actual spider on the book when they threw it at me, and it was like a pretty big one. I don't like
inside of a dime.
No, it was pretty decent. But anyways, I'm like sitting on the couch. And they threw this book at me, and it landed on my lap, and there's this spider. There's an actual spider with it. And I'm holding, like, a can of pop or something. I straight up threw my can of pop and jumped over the coffee table.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
And they're like, it's not real. I'm like, yes, there is a spider. Like, they did not believe me until they saw it.
Yeah.
Now tell the story when you threw your phone across the room.
Yeah, so I'm talking. I don't remember why I was texting Ian about something.
Oh, this is
I
much
don't
better than I thought it was.
remember. I don't remember what I was talking
No,
about.
you were telling me there was a spider in the house. And you typed
Yeah,
spider.
I was telling Ian about a spider that was in the house. I killed, I was brave, courageous,
There you go.
I killed it.
Thank goodness, dude.
Shout out to Lana, always pointing out where the spiders are at, too.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was texting Ian about this spider, and I typed spider on my phone. and in the suggested things or whatever,
gosh.
it shows the spider emoji.
Are you kidding me?
And
I've never heard this.
I'm like moving my fingers, right? I'm like texting with my thumbs, holding my phone, right? And I see this spider on the screen. It scares me, and I just threw my phone.
I've
It's
never
not a
heard
joke.
this.
His
This happened?
$1,000 phone he just threw across the room because
Oh,
he
this
saw
is
the spider.
recent?
Yeah, it was my iPhone 10.
Oh my
I threw it
gosh.
across the room.
Oh my goodness! I got home and I was like, Darren's like, Ian, I threw my phone across the room, and I was like, why? And you're like, I texted you spider, and the emoji popped up.
Well, now,
See, so now I know. Now I know. Since then, I've typed spider a few times, and I know that if I press space real quick and get off the word, that the emoji's not going to come up and scare me.
now, speaking of throwing things across the room and our science class, let's talk about how we almost failed our trebuchet project because our trebuchet was by far
Yes.
the best one.
Yes.
Significantly better than the
Yes,
teachers.
same science class that that we had the spider in. We do this project where we make trebuchets, right? It's a team project. You
Yeah.
group up with someone else, and basically there weren't any like super strict guidelines on like you had to hit this target at this length or
Yeah.
whatever, right?
As far as we
It was
knew.
basically just build the best trebuchet you
Yeah.
can and shoot as
There
far
was
as
like
you
a
can.
height limit.
You
though.
had
it was like
limits
3
on
feet,
what
maybe.
the size
Dimensions.
of your
Yeah.
trebuchet could be.
Yeah.
But it was basically the contest was to shoot as far as
Yeah.
you could shoot. And
Well, that's what we thought.
that's what it was.
Was it?
Yeah,
I don't think it
because
was. I
he
don't
didn't
know,
test
maybe.
his when we started it. He built
Oh,
it at
yeah.
the same time as us.
Yeah.
And basically, the teacher built one as well. And how far his shot was the baseline for
Yeah.
what you get, right? So if yours went as far within a certain radius of his, you got an A. If it went outside of that radius, you got a.
There was like
lower
other
grade. Right.
points for the report, but
Yeah.
no one cares about that.
But
you know?
anyways, we shoot. Everybody's trebuchet is like people painted it like
Oh, yeah.
real nice. These like
Nope.
super
Nope.
things
Is this
that
the
you can
trebuchet
tell.
at the gym? Is that your guys'?
No.
No.
That
This
thing's
is
like double
on
the size.
It's like this.
It's
tall.
like 3
Okay.
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe.
And everybody's got these like painted up real nice. You can tell that their parents built it. They did not
Yeah.
do anything with it.
No.
And
You're not buying wood that nice. There's
yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
No,
and so
stuff
we
like
come
that.
in with our trebuchet, it looks like it's about to fall apart. We got like some
It is
rotted
falling
planks,
apart.
like
it is
like,
falling apart.
roughly nailed together.
Rusty
right?
nails.
Looks
Like careful
horrible.
where you touch it. You might have to get.
And
a
now I
tetanus
don't
shot
really
after.
know how we accomplished this, but it
No.
when we actually did the shot for the grade, it didn't seem that bad because like we did test runs inside my
Yeah.
house and we almost broke things. So we
Yeah.
took it outside and we shot it to my neighbors.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm talking across the street over
Yeah.
their house, like yeah.
Right. Okay.
So we go in and we're like, our shoot's pretty far, but these things look like everybody else's looks great. And these people's go like 30
20
feet.
No, not
20
even.
to
It was
30
like
feet
20,
maybe were
yeah.
the best. Right? And we're doing these in the gymnasium.
Yeah.
And ours
So gym is 90 feet, right?
yeah.
Like
and
from
I don't even
baseline
know
to
how
baseline.
tall it is.
Yeah.
Right? Ours hits we're shooting from
So
one
it's probably
wall of the
100
gym.
foot total.
Right? So we shoot and we hit the top of the wall on the other side of the gym.
Right.
Right? And we got a D because we didn't hit
We couldn't hit the
we couldn't
target.
hit the target because ours went too far.
I hated that class.
And I don't know what we did differently because everybody had to use the same weight. I think it was like 3 pop cans
Yeah.
that were full. You had that
So
was
stupid.
That was the most weight you were allowed to use. So I don't know what we did better than everyone else, but
It's just the fact that we are better than everyone else. Okay. Like,
but
no,
there were some good stories in that.
Whoa,
Cody got hit in the face with it there.
Yeah. Well, I was like, why is this thing not? Because it was
the
like
initial
it was like
test
stuck.
run was inside my house.
Yeah, and it was like I was like, why
We
isn't
let
this
go of
arm
it and
moving?
it's just not going
It's just not.
anywhere.
And I'm just like, so I'm like looking. I'm like down in the front. Like, what is going on? And then it was stuck on the carpet, and here it comes, bang! Right to the dome. And then it hurt, but I was like, whatever. And then fast forward right to the end of the project. We're taking a picture to put on the front of, like, I don't know.
Yeah, you had to like take a picture and put on the front of the report or
So-
whatever.
So Darren's like, Cody, you just like stand here, and then I'm gonna climb up this wall and stand over you.
So I'm talking about like a hallway.
Yeah, right. So he's like,
I'm like a hallway doing like a Splinter Cell Spider-Man kind of thing, propping myself up on the walls and shimmying up.
now, you can imagine how this went. he gets maybe half the way up the wall. Just falls. I think your head just went through the.
No,
was it your head
my
or what?
butt. Went through the wall.
Yeah,
broke
So,
the drywall.
Just went straight through the wall, and then they just put a book.
Shout
in
out to my parents' house. That spot's still there. It's drywall now, but it's not painted.
Oh, nice. Dude.
Yeah, dude.
So I don't know what we ended up doing for the picture, but that wasn't
Yeah.
it. But yeah, that was a crazy time. That whole project was just so bad, dude. Like,
But we were
like
the goats though.
we went in. I'm going in thinking like it might not go forward. Like our project.
Even when we shot it, because it was like about to fall apart. It was that poorly put together.
It was. Yeah, that project was so funny though. I'll never forget that one for sure. But
Hey,
maybe I
It's-
will if that.
it's half past ice cream time.
Oh, that's true. So we're gonna save a couple of topics. We've had these topics on here for like 2 weeks.
It's whatever.
Here's what's gonna happen. Warner Brothers responded to Bethesda's lawsuit. They said they're full of crap. Guild Wars 2 fired a couple writers for popping off at a Twitch streamer. Valve use Steam still to upload your games. Thanks. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close off the stream. Those were the rest of our topics for today. If you sat here, Matador, it's always a pleasure interacting with you in chat. But if you sat here the whole time, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content, go ahead and hit that little, hit that little heart button above the video there. We're trying to get, we're on our, what does it say, path to affiliate. So we're trying to hit that 50 followers. That's all we need left. So if you could help us out, that'd be greatly appreciated. Beyond that, we're going to be doing some more content on here. What?
Oh, just making face to the camera. It's fine.
Oh. I nerfed Nightbot for you, Matador.
Please, plus nerf.
Plus nerf, Nightbot, OP. So anyway, we're going to be doing some more content here. We've been starting doing development live streams. That will be on here. Head on over to our YouTube. We just posted 2 videos on there today, and then this will be live on there too. We're going to be doing, hopefully coming soon. There's not going to be a schedule for it, but we're going to be doing some short developer updates on there as well. So you can expect to see that. Follow the Twitter. We post pictures on there. We let you know when we're going live and stuff like that. But yeah, if you enjoyed, we stream every Sunday at 6 o'clock is our podcast. But if you want to know when we're going live with everything else, like I said, just hit that little heart. Show us some love. But yeah, if you enjoyed the podcast, we hope to see you guys next week, Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And I hope you guys have a good week. Peace.